It's a warm one today. Hello, people. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the Micks Mowers show. Hope you're all doing okay. It's a bit of a warm one today in the old shack. I know that she's a bit warm. I've got the old fan going on. And we've had a really nice day, actually. Really nice sunny day down here on the old south coast. I had a family around today, and they've been in the swimming pool with Riley Boy and what have you. A bit of a big paddling pool going on, which has been nice. It's just a bit hot and bothered today, but all doing well and good. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the show, as I say. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on the way in. I've got 30 people already in the house lined up and listened in and tuned. So give us a thumbs up. I've got 16 thumbs up. Let me just refresh that. And I've got 30 in the house, which is absolutely fantastic. That's good. So give us a thumbs up on your way in. It'd be much appreciated if you can do so. It does help towards the growth of my stream. Don't forget the rules and regs of my channel. There they are, just they're the guidelines that YouTube set out, not me. So if you can adhere to those guidelines within the chat, that'd be much appreciated. If not, the moderators who are dressed in blue will take you out of the chat. They will delete your comment, time you out, or hide you from the stream, and that'd be it early to bed. So if you misbehave in the stream or on a panel, then that'll be the problem. You'll end up going. So you have been warned. So it's been a bit of a busy week for me. Been working on an Atco Balmoral, which I'm thinking about keeping myself, actually. It's got a 17 electric start Balmoral here. Cut along with it today. I'm thinking of keeping it because it does cut really, really well. Had a bit of a fuel leak issue with it, but I think I might solve that now. I managed to get some Tilliston O-rings for that. However, they didn't quite fit right, so I had to do a bit of a bodge to get the O-ring to work properly. So I've been doing that. Released a video today as well, which is good, of the Hater 41 with the auto drive that I did up from scratch. Did a bit of a restore on it, made it look nice and pretty, and that sold out. That went lovely. I've had a gentleman from Surrey contact me today, Steve. He contacted me today. He's a viewer and wants me to have a look at his... he's got a Flymo lawnmower with a 4-stroke overhead valve engine on that. He wants me to look at that. I've had that. I've also got to go and see another viewer at some point. He's been watching the channel and he's got about 9 lawnmowers. He's got to move house apparently. And I don't think he can take his mowers with him. And he's got about 4 or 5 cylinder mowers and a few rotaries all up together and a few spare engines. So he said, if I want them, I can go and get the lot for nothing. So I'm on my way up to top end of Southampton somewhere at some point to go and pick them up. Tomorrow I'll go and pick up a new trailer as well. Well, not new, second hand, but I just found a trailer, which is cool. So I'm going to pick up a new trailer, bring that back tomorrow, and that'll then enable me to pick up a few more mowers and put them in the old in the back of the old trailer, which was cool. So I've been doing that. Also had a nice old gentleman today, really broke me heart. Nice old gentleman today, turned up. He bought a mower off me about 2-3 years ago, something like that. And he said that it just stopped working on him, but unfortunately he had a massive stroke and he's only just started to teach himself to talk again and what have you. So he came down today and I managed to fix his mower for him inside about 20 minutes. So he was super happy with that. And I've done a video on that, so you'll see that come up. You'll see the reason why that machine didn't want to start or didn't want to run. So I've done a video on that today. Apart from that, I've just been trying to get through lots of the old mowers best I can. And I was watching Mend It Man today, and I think we're in the same boat. It's just so hot to be in the shed. We're just trying to get mowers up and running and trying to get them out rather than doing videos on them. So I could have done about 15 videos, but it's just too hot in the shed, man. Really, really hot. So I managed to get in today. It was a bit cooler because we had a big thunderstorm last night. So the air was a bit thinner and it wasn't too bad. But this afternoon the sun's come out and it's heat. They'll shut up again. So we are struggling with the heat a little tiny bit down here on the south coast, but I'm not one to complain because I absolutely do adore the sun. So that's that. I've had a few bits come in as well, which I have shown in a video. I got some stickers off of the Gravely Man, which are here. Yeah, there they are. So I've got some stickers from the Gravely Man. If anyone in the UK wants a few stickers, I've got a few spares there. So he sent a few over. So feel free to contact me. Also got these are all of these up. These are Chinesium Wuhan versions of the Briggs and Stratton Quantum, the choking manual choking one. Bought a couple of them up. They're about £7. So I thought, I'll order them up, give them a go from a stock. And then the Lawnmower Detective has sent me over a parcel from America, and we're now officially Lawnmower Detective donut deputies. It's easy for you to say. He sent some new stickers over as well, and he also sent over some squidgy donuts as well, non-edible type, unfortunately. But he sent a few stress ball donuts, which is called Rider Boy loves them, so that's good. Thank you very much indeed, Lawnmower Detective. Also had another parcel. It's on its way. Half of it's here. You'll be surprised what people do. I'll show it in a video when it's all here. But long and short of it is, a gentleman emailed me out about a HS45 hedge trimmer, the steel one, and he was having problems with the blades on that. So I advised him what I thought it could be. It wasn't. So then I advised him what I would then do, and he did that, and it worked, which is cool. And then he sent me an email to say he's purchased pretty much 3/4 of my Amazon wish list. So I've got a big parcel indoors, and there's more to come apparently. So I'll wait until it's all here. But he's ordered an absolute shed load of stuff, which is fantastic, because it does help towards the growth of the old channel. So that's good. Let me just check my monetization, because that was actually turned off. It shouldn't be. I did have adverts on there. I know I did, but it was off for some reason. It's on again now. That's good. Let's just check the thumbs up and thumbs downages. 1 thumbs down, 1 lost see it soul, and 27 thumbs up, which is brilliant. I've got 53 in the house, which are good numbers. Lovely to see you all. So let's see what you've all been doing. See what you've been getting up to. Big up to any mischief, have you lot? Let's have a little look at you. First in the house was Neil from Fix It or Strip It. I did watch you. I see you sell a lawnmower, Neil, the other day. Was it? Oh, which one was it? Was it a camouflage lawnmower? Could have been. It might have been you. Nice to see you anyway, Neil. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're doing well. Fun things to do with Tech Sparky is put the community guidelines up there in the chat for me, and also my Amazon wish list. Thank you, Sparky. Jason Summers in the house. Hello, Jason. Nice to see you. DNR Small Engines also in the house. Hello, DNR. I see you got a nice new logo there, which is nice to see. Colin K in the house. Hello, Colin. Your hat was sent out to you, if that's the right Colin K. That was sent out to Northern Ireland last week, so you should have got that by now, would have thought. AJP Garden Machines also in the house. Hello, AJP. Hello, Steve. Hello, Mick. Good talking to you. Oh, that's Steve. That's the one who's wants me to look at his fly mode for him. Nice to see you, Steve. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for popping in the old chat, mate. Jason Hughes in the house. Nice to see you, buddy boy. Hope you're doing well. That chat's just jumped massively. Where did we get to? Done, Steve. AJP Garden Machines. Good evening, my mower people. Says Steve, Colin K, Jungle Bob Repair. Hello, Jungle Bob. Dick Small Engines. Yo, Mick, my mate. Hope you and the family are well. Yeah, we're doing good. Thank you, mate. Much appreciated. There's Mick. Hello, nice to meet you, mate. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Henry Morsky. Hello, Henry. Mikey Yo. Happy Saturday, everybody. Internet problems. Okay. Nice to see you. Mr. Williams in the house. Hello there, Mr. Williams. Nice to see you. Roger McDonald in the house. He reads the news. Roger, you should have got all your bits and pieces I sent you, mate, the other day, because I know there's a shout out from Rusty Rooster that you needed some stickers. So that's all been sent out to you. Ken Small Engine in the house. Nice to see you, Ken. Hope you're doing well. Roger McDonald. Mark's in the house. Hello, Mark. Nice to see you, mate. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're all good. Pete Froud in the house. All right, Pete. Nice to see you. Good chatting to you today. Hope you're doing well. Ben's Workshop in the house. Late again, I see. Yeah, always late for you, mate. Jason Hughes. The show's about to start. People, yeah, exactly that. John's in the house. Hello, John. Nice to see you, mate. Hope you're doing well. Curtis in the house. Hello, mate. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing okay. Derek, you deleted comment. Grass Rat Yo. Yeah, Grass Rat Yo. Exactly that. There is actually, funnily enough, Junior got hold of me during the week, and he's on about possibly doing another live stream with myself and Terrell and the team at some point. So it is in the wings. They approached me, so hopefully that'll be coming up soon. Mac 210 in the house. TJ Lawn Maintenance in the house too. Hello, TJ, mate. Nice to see you, mate. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for popping on in. Jason Hughes. Lots of thumbs up going on today. Live in London. Worked away in Wales. Burnt to a crisp. Brilliant content. Keep it up. Thank you very much indeed. Thanks for your comment. Much appreciated. Quick question. Bought a 2002 Turf Tracer. Gonna finish the deck with a wire brush. Then it is good to protect. I can put on to prevent the rust. I use a product called Cure Rust over here in the UK, which is a hammerite one. There's lots of different rust products, but I use a Cure Rust one is what I use for putting on top. Let's just let it go blue, and then sand it down, and then you're good to go. That's what I use. Outside, so connection is not so great, says all tech. I've been on cruise moving and no broadband. Oh dear, doesn't sound good. Can you look at my last comment? I think I did, TJ, didn't I? Yeah, I did, mate. Yeah, I use as I say, use Curos. Then I use 2 or 3 coats of under primer, and then 2 or 3 coats of top primer, and then a couple of coats of K4 lacquer. Mix in the house, Jason Hughes. Bill's in the house. Hello, Bill. Nice to see you, mate. Harry's Watchman house. Harry, did you get them bits, mate? But evening cupcake. Did you get them bits, Harry? I sent you. Hopefully you did. Jaden, I've got one of those Chinesium carbies. I'm a pressure washer. They are great. Doesn't hurt. So yes, some and some. I did a video today on one actually, and you'll be surprised. So that'll be coming out soon. Keep an eye out for that one. RJL Gardens. Hello, mate. Nice to see you, mate. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for popping on in, John T. I'm trying to get through these questions as I can because the chat is jumping. I got 53 in the house. The chat is jumping a little tiny bit. Tommy's in the house. Hello, mate. Nice to see you. Thanks for popping on in. Ian Matthews in the house. Hello, mate. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing okay. Watch your Mick from AJP, Mikey Yo-Yo. You're all chatting. Ian Matthews, all that jumped again. Mikey Yo-Yo, you're talking to him. Joseph Bell in the house. If you could put one thing into the room, would it be a Tecumseh engine or a torch spark plug? Put user in time out. That's it. That's that one sorted. Ken Small Engines in the house. Hello, Kenny boy. Nice to see you. Thanks for popping on in. Harry's Workshop. Joseph Bell written another comment. Can't see it's been timed out. And that's it. That's a lot. So a few low numbers tonight, but maybe it's just summertime. People are out enjoying themselves, having a bit of a beer up or a bit of barbecue. It's absolutely fine. It's to be expected now that we're all sort of coming out of lockdown and all that sort of good stuff. So that's all good. Let me just recheck my monetization. See if YouTube want to do a restart on it. Which they don't as of yet, which is good. So that's good. Let me copy the link. We'll put the link in the chat. We'll copy that, and then we'll put that into the chat there. Paste. A bit harsh, Mick. I don't swear in my videos, Benedict. I don't swear. You're getting me confused with somebody else, mate. You're getting me confused with somebody else. I don't swear in my videos. Not intentionally. Where's Klaus? Probably still drunk, I expect. Probably still drunk. So I hope you're all doing well, everybody. Thanks for popping in to see me. Link is in the chat. Feel free to come on up. It is very, very warm. There's Kenny Boy. He's got a Ian Matthews sticker behind him. He's got a Micks Mowers hat on too. You got your Micks Mowers hat on, Kev?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely, my man.
I like the bags. Where do you get those bags? Those are like really nice and convenient. They're very light too. The gray bags. The gray bags.
I ordered a load off of Amazonian. I think I got about 4 different sizes for about 20 quid.
They're a lot cheaper than a padded envelope. A padded envelope weighs a lot.
Yeah, no, exactly that. But yeah, I got them from Amazon. We got Lord Ian Matthews in the house. Up he comes. All right, E.
Hello, Mick.
You gotta look at this stream from last night, Mick. It was unbelievable.
You can't. I made it private.
Oh,
What
did
happened
you?
then? What happened? Did it get smashed?
Oh, it was great. In fact, I had to leave early. Then Solers came up but I had to leave. But anyway, it was just good streaming.
I don't know. It's a good stream. I might make it public then, but I woke up this morning with that sense of, oh, don't look.
What happened then? I didn't see it. What happened?
Put it this way: it was rated R with a lot of props. Let's just say
a standard Ian Matthews stream by the sounds of it.
Oh, brilliant though, brilliant.
It was. Everybody was in stitches.
Yeah, we had a good time. We really did.
Last time I saw you, Ian, you were on your back like a mud skipper.
Yes. That's because my stool, the legs too close together, Mick.
Yeah, you just keep telling yourself that.
So I'm going to build myself a stool, and it's going to have eight legs. Because my stool, the legs too close together.
Someone's got YouTube on. You got YouTube on, Stella?
I don't like that.
Keep telling yourself that. So, who's got YouTube on? Lawnmower Lady?
Stella. Yeah, Lawnmower Lady.
It ain't me.
It ain't me.
It's off.
Hey,
Trust-
hello, Henry.
Henry.
We've had nice weather, haven't we? Really hot weather,
It's been lush.
especially up north. So I'm in here. I'm actually welding. Got my neighbour come round and he said, "You've got a welder. Can you fix this?" And it was like a parasol base, but it was very floppy. The tube on top. So.
Oh, Henry's locked up.
If he's locked up,
Is
or
it?
if he's locked up, or he's doing something.
That's a stern gaze, that is. That's a stern gaze.
Try again, Henry. Try again. Steve wants to know, how do you get hold of Micks Mowers hat? Well, they're sought after. They are, mate. They're sought after.
You got it. It's limited edition.
There's not many of them about. You got to be in it to win it. So
Hey,
as it goes,
even though I'm a mate, I had to win it. I didn't get it for free.
well, as it goes, we celebrated a giveaway last week for my 8,000 subscriber giveaway, and I've just crested over 8,500 in 2 weeks.
Brilliant.
Congratulations. I got a notification on that. I think I saw it on your Instagram.
Yeah, well happy.
Nice job.
So-
Nice job.
Yeah, we seem to be hitting the right keynotes, and we're on our way to 10,000. I remember, Ian, when you got to 10,000, Ian.
Yeah, and that was January this year, and honestly, it's really slow growing. Very slow. I'm on 10,750. Only 750 in 7 months, 100 a month. Really slow going.
I have been, for some reason, I have been doing relatively well.
Man, I've got shit content, so I'm not surprised.
Well, to be fair, Ian, it ain't no better than mine.
I think what else should grow is a regular live stream like yourself.
I don't know. I don't know, because if you look at it in hindsight, right, 8,500 subscribers and 57 in the house. So I don't think that's right.
No, it's like videos. I mean, I put a video up, 10,700 subscribers. I'll only get 1,000 views. So
Exactly that. You know, I'm the same. So if to be fair, Ian, if it was as easy as all that, we'd all be on 1 million subscribers, right?
Yeah, but there's others out there who's like Snobby, Snobby Scrap Picker. He'll put a video up. He's got 3,000 subscribers. I don't know. If he's got 3,000 subscribers, he'll get 2,500 views. So that's nearly all his subscribers are actually watching.
Yeah.
Well, that's just figures. I don't know that, but I looked into it and think, wow, some of these people, they really get good views. Henry's back.
Back.
Henry,
You look
How you
cloudy.
doing, Ian?
And you got a different camera. It looks a little fuzzy.
me.
No, Henry.
It looks good over here. Oop, that's not me.
No, Henry. Your picture looks a little fuzzy, Henry.
Oh yeah.
Stella's talking to herself or reading or something.
I'm reading. I'm trying to catch up on the comments because you can't see them on YouTube and on the.
Yeah, you can.
Do the pop-out chat, honey. Do the pop-out chat. That's what we do.
There's a comment for you on your screen. There's a comment for you now on your screen now, Stella.
Yes, and I wanted to say thank you. I was getting ready to go over there and say thank you, Mr. Hardy. No, I mean I have the chat over here, but I haven't figured out on StreamYard how to respond to any of them in the chat.
No. Use the YouTube pop-out chat.
Yeah.
Use the YouTube pop-out chat, then X out of YouTube, but the pop-out chat will still stay, and you can just drag it to the right of your screen.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it's
All right,
better chat
I will
than the
give
StreamYard
that a
chat.
shot then.
So you're actually running off a StreamYard, but have your pop out chat in the corner.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Gotcha. Now I learn something new every day. Thank you, gentlemen. This is wonderful.
I think the idea is we all learn something new every day for everyone. That seems to be the consensus.
Well, I've learned something by looking at this young lady below me. Well, below me. Right. A bib and brace in this weather. Got to be brilliant.
It's very comfy. It's like a nice and air conditioned comfort here.
Well, I'm in this shed. I have a I have a tin roof. So even though it's not as hot as it was yesterday, it's still quite warm in here. I'm not coming on here like I did last night, Ken.
Well, I learned something today, and that is lawnmowers don't like running on water.
No way.
Oh, I thought that was a black and tan.
Yeah, I really,
Wow.
yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Well,
But
hang on to that, Mick, because I keep that with for people like show and tell. Put it in a jar, keep it covered, and show people that. They're like, "What do you mean water in the gasoline?" I said, "Look at this."
That's what happened today. That's what happened today, and the bloke is not convinced how I got in there. Oh my lord!
Yeah, it was a fun night, Mick. We had a good time.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh no! Listen, no, don't tell me there's people doing screenshots. Oh, gee.
Oh, that happens. Yeah, that happens. That happens quite a lot with Ken. Generally, in fact, he sent me a photograph the other day of my backside because I got up and my backside cracker was hanging out, and he sent me a screenshot of that.
It was a public service announcement. Crack kills. You know?
All right.
Yeah,
Ken, that shirt
Yeah,
went in the bin this morning. and the glasses. So the shirt and in the bin. Whoa, we're not doing that again.
Mick means this, but I'm not going to show it. That's okay.
I've still got the rat, though. I've still got the rat.
Yeah. Yeah, he had his Elvis Presley outfit on yesterday.
I tell you, though, I liked when Raphael and Eva were playing around. That was fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
Evelina.
Norwich crew in the house apparently. Norwich crew, nice to see you. Thanks for popping on in.
Oh,
So
Rick.
what you been up to then, guys? What you been doing? And Ken, anything good?
You know what? I'll be honest with you today, Mick. Today, I haven't even gone outside. I got up. I stayed in bed with Mrs. Potty Mouth and just relaxed and just.
How does that work? Hang on,
It's been a long time.
because my family are from Ireland, right? But how do you get up and stay in bed?
I was conscious. How's that?
Yeah.
But it's just one of those days where, I said, the only thing I'm going to do today, I'll do mix. I got to do a couple things outside. But other than that, just one of those days. It's beautiful, too. It's about 80 here. So it's really nice weather today. But it's one of those days where I don't want to do a darn thing.
Good for you,
Well,
Ken.
it's just down here on the south coast. There hasn't been an ounce of wind, not an ounce. But last night we had thunderstorms and lightning, and it's definitely made a big difference. And today the air is so much clearer. Although today it is still quite mild, but it has been quite nice.
How's the humidity though, Mick? Humid or no?
No, not overly. But then I have been in the paddling pool with Riley boy and my nieces today. So to be fair, I've been rolling around like an elephant seal in a paddling pool. So to be fair, I'm quite sort of chilled down now because I've been in a nice cool water all day. So
Hey, I got a question for Henry. Henry, you got your hat on, your mix hat?
I didn't get one.
You didn't get. Oh, I saw the red brim, the orange brim, and I was like, mine has a black brim. That's what I was wondering.
No.
Well, hey, I did win it though. It was not by my choosing. He spun the wheel.
So, Mick, you got all lawnmower, small engines, people. Right now, this is not anything to do with a small engine, but I don't know if you could make that a little bit bigger. But you guys would go ahead getting a rusty bolt like that out. Okay.
impact.
No, well, I didn't. I cut the whole thing off, and I'm going to shorten the tube. But that's what I was asked to fix.
So I would have probably, to begin with, hit it with a lump of matte gas, heat it up nice and warm. Then probably hit it with some penetrant to give it the soaking effect to draw it in. Oh, that shear out the back, did it?
Yeah, I sawed it off, and I thought I'm not messing about. It's toasty in this shed at the moment, and I'm welding.
But couldn't you just weld in a new stud?
Ian, the difference is, mate, is that when stuff comes into our shop, we're looking to repair it. When stuff comes into your shop, you're looking at just taking it apart. That's the difference, you know.
I'm doing a neighbour a favour here, like, hey, you got a welder? Can you just fix this for me? Yeah, it's cracking flags outside, and you want me to do some welding in a hot tin roof shed? Yeah, of course I will. No problem.
It's not always easy, mate, is it? But like I say, you're a scrapper by hobby, so it's easy for you, and you don't have to worry about things like when I was working on my 1933 Dennis, which has got Whitworth nuts in there and what have you. You know, so when I said Whitworth, you pulled a funny face in because you know how old that is, right? So you know, you can't just go hanging on stuff and using impact guns because you're going to break something, and if you break it, you're not gonna be able to find the spares for it. It's as simple as that. So you know, we're in two different leagues altogether.
I know what you mean, because every time I get my metric spanners, none of them will fit. And I'm thinking, what's going wrong here?
Exactly that. That might have something to do with it. Exactly that. So what have you been up to, Stella? Anything good?
Not much. I finally got rid of all the lawnmowers out of my shop, and now I'm down to the stuff I really don't like working on. You know, whackers and blowers. They're my most unfavorite things to work on.
So actually,
all right,
we can discuss that. I had in the other day a BG 86C.
Ooh, I have one.
Steel leaf blower, right? You know the one. With the Easy Start recoil system.
Oh, that I don't like.
Yeah, that I don't know. Yeah, okay. So he brought it in to me probably about gotta be 3 weeks ago. Broken pull cord. Okay, so pretty much I restrung the cord. Soon found out that the little Easy Start spring was kaput. So told a bloke and went down to my local steel dealer, picked one up for about £4.90, which is about the right sort of money. Put a new one in. You don't have to retension it. You just plop it in, and then you put the top cover on the circlip. Good to go. And yeah, lovely. Now I didn't even bother trying to start it. Didn't even bother because it is what it is. Within that day, he rang me up and said, it's broke again. Okay, so it's broken, a brand spanking new pull cord, brought it back in, and the spring has gone again. Okay, so then I diagnosed it that there's a little tiny. Do I have it here? I have it here.
The suspense.
Oh, I know. You're not even joking. So then I diagnosed it as I get all the parts. So here's your easy recoil spring.
Nice.
That shouldn't look like that. I've just dropped a circlip somewhere. There it is. I don't know who's that piece, Mick. So then I diagnosed it. There's a piece just in here, which is where the circlip sits in. There's a little tiny groove on the end of that shaft just there. You see that? Is that little tiny shaft?
Oh yeah.
That plastic shaft.
Yeah, plastic shaft. Yeah. So I diagnosed it. That looking at it, it looked suspiciously worn. Okay, and non-repairable. So, I had a word of him, and I said, right, you need a new spring anyway, and your recoil is actually kaput. So, I said, you got to have a new recoil spring. And a new recoil. It might pay actually to just buy a complete brand new unit for what it costs. And I think I got my brand new unit for about £53, brand spanking new from steel, recoil system, all the guts inside it. So then all I had to do was just take the old one off, put the new one on, good to go. So when I put it on, I couldn't pull it. It was like it was hydro locked. Okay, so I took plug out. And when I pulled the cord, there must have been 50 mil of petrol coming out the cylinder head.
Whoa!
Must be.
That explains why it broke.
I got covered. So beforehand, I told him it's all done, ready to rock and roll. He turned up, and I found that. So I showed him what I'd found. And I think, to be fair, I think your blower is on its way. It will run like a bag of nails, but I think the rings are protruding where they shouldn't be, and the chances are the bore is probably scratched up. Anyway, I said take it away, have a go at it, and let me know how you get on. And within 3 days, he's messaging me saying he's taken it out, pulled the cord. The cord has snapped again. On the new recoil system. I thought you said it was new. I said, well, it is new. Brand spanking. I emailed you the receipt. You can see it's new, you know.
It hydro locked again.
So it's hydro locking from somewhere. And of course, you know, he's quite a big lad and he's pulling on it like his life depends on it. And it has got an easy start system. You should literally just you know, with no effort at all to be able to start that. So he's not particularly very happy. He just spent out £53 on a brand new recoil system, which he has now just broken.
Did you look at the carb at least, Mick, to see if it was the lever was hung up or anything? Or
no, none of that. It wasn't showing any signs of it not doing anything it shouldn't do, other than when I pull the plug out, it's just chucking fuel out, and then when you get it started, it's chucking fuel out the exhaust as well.
No, I'm not a mechanic, but that sounds wrong. Yeah,
I think it's done. Is what I've told him. So I've told him don't bring it back. It's toast. I might offer to repair the recoil system for him.
I would check the vent and also check the lever and the diaphragm if it was hard or misadjusted. I've seen clogged vents do that too, where it overpressurizes in the warm weather and just forces fuel all in that thing.
Just couldn't
I don't know, Ken. I don't know. And I wasn't really going to get into the whole taking the muffler off, because on them blowers, you can't just take the muffler off, can you? You got to take everything else off.
Yeah.
Everything else got to come off. Yeah, that's no fun.
Yeah, and he wasn't really looking to invest a lot in the machine. He said he says he had it 2 months, which tells me someone else has had it for quite a while. Is what it tells me.
I've had mine for 10 years. I love it. I don't have that screwy recoil though. I have a standard whatever.
Well, you can actually. I was talking to my steel dealer, and you can actually remove the Easy Start system out of that and put in a new pulley with an integrated plastic shaft, and it does away with that. Which possibly is worth looking at, but he just doesn't really want to invest too much money in it. So it's what it is. I can only do what I can do in the time given to me, and in the amount of money someone wants to spend on it.
Yeah. I tell you one thing though, Mick. I tell people a lot too with that Easy Start. As the motors wear, it tends not to start as easy as it used to. I mean, you'll pull. It's easy to pull, but when the engine starts wearing, those easy pulls tend not to start like a regular pull start.
I was talking to my steel dealer, and he just said the most hideous design ever invented in the world is the Easy Start system. Because if you're a lawn care guy, you got your lawnmower, you got your strimmer, you got your chainsaw, you got your blower. Not all of them are easy recoil. So the chances are that they get the strimmer and they're pulling on it because the compression is really hard. They're yanking on that. Then they get a chainsaw out, they're yanking on that. And then they come to an Easy Start blower and they're yanking it, and you just ain't got to do that. He's not very happy, but it's what it is. It's what it is. So what do you think, Steve? Easy recoil start systems?
Number one reason I've ever seen that spring that you just showed break, Mick, is from drop starting.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I actually have a video on my channel called "Don't Ever Do This to an Easy Start System."
Yeah.
It's from dropping it and go. You just pull on it like that. Boom! It twists that spring around and it's screwed.
Yeah.
You got to put it down and just pull it.
Yeah, it's like just not designed. It's just not designed to be pulled at the normal speed, is it?
So, no, that's the point. It's supposed to be nice and easy, yeah.
So, mate, there's a bit of a ignoramus on what you're talking about, because I've got to get back to my welding. But I watched some of these YouTube videos on people who chop trees down, especially in America, the 100 foot up, and they get a chainsaw and they literally just go boom, and it, is that what you mean by drop starting? They only handle it.
Exactly that. Exactly that. Drop start is the old-fashioned way of letting the machine do the work for you.
Gravity.
Drop it down to your waist.
You know what? You can do that if it's not an Easy Start. If you don't have that extra Easy Start spring in there, you can drop start all kinds of stuff.
Especially if you don't have compression release on a chainsaw with compression. I do it all the time.
Works great, but you try that with an Easy Start, you'll twist that spring out of it every time.
So, for me, drop starting a chainsaw is a no-no for me anyway. I just wouldn't do it.
It's dangerous. It is dangerous.
I put it under my crotch and just put it upwards. That's what I do. And even that's wrong, So, yeah, he ain't very happy with me about that. But it's what it is, right? Just you can't fix them all. And there's something going on to have 50 mil of plain of mixed fuel coming straight out the cylinder head when you pull it. There's something else going on.
Well, just be careful which way the chain is going when you're holding it between your legs. You know,
Just keep the brake on. That's all.
It's not bad. I've seen some of these people on X-Men, right? And they've got these saws, and they're like a 3-foot saw, aren't they? And they've got hold of it, and then they chuck it over their shoulder, and they've got the bar up against their neck and the engine behind them, and they're walking down the track.
Yeah.
All you got to do is go past a tree, and the branch catches the throttle. Head's coming off. Head's coming off. It's as simple as that. Yeah, it don't matter how hard you think you are. Carrying a 3-foot chainsaw with the engine 2.5 foot away from you, a little tiny branch catches that throttle, your head's coming straight off.
Usually, it's just limbing saws way up there. You don't see too many of the big ones.
I don't know. They do it. Some of them boys. I just sit there and cringe. I had a friend at work. He was doing some felling work, and he was clearing some briar off of a chain link fence. And he was just running down the side of the fence, cleaning it back, and the bar hit the chain link. It bounced back, and it went straight across the bridge of his nose, his cheek, and his forehead.
Oh yeah.
He now looked. Well, I think it improved him. To be fair.
Hey Mick, you got a link for Bruce?
$25, Bruce.
I need to drop down and do me welding. So thanks for having me up, Mick. Nice to see you, Ken.
You're welcome, mate.
Nice to meet you again.
I'm going to get one of those bib and braces. It's got to be the future.
It's comfy. It's comfy. Let me tell you.
The only problem is I've probably got more up here than you have.
Cheers, Ian. Scott Keller says, "How about starting it from the ground?" Yeah, do you know what? I've been on so many chainsaw courses over the years. Yeah, starting a chainsaw from the ground with your foot on it, as you should do, is the right way to do it. But sometimes it's just not practical. It depends on the environment where you are and how you work.
The size of your boots too. If you have a huge boot on, it doesn't fit into that.
Yeah. Well, I'll show you my chainsaw boots.
Here's my knee.
Yeah.
Bruce, hello, Uncle Bruce.
Good.
How you doing, buddy?
How are you supposed to get? Sorry, Brucey. How are you supposed to get your foot inside?
Yeah.
That's my chainsaw boot. How are you supposed to put your boot inside the handle there then? I ain't gonna
I put my knee. I just put my knee on top of it.
Yeah. So, Brucey boy, how you doing?
Oh, not bad. Busier than a one-arm paper hanger.
It's nice to see you. I was wondering, that drill you've got, I didn't see an extension cord for that. What's that all about?
Yeah, that's an old timer, eh?
That's an old timer.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff on the wall, tools that don't need fuel, and that's going right up with them. So
handy little tool, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think you might actually use that at some point.
Well, I think it's got such a well-made chuck, that I think I might even be able to use the micro drill bits in that.
That could be a thing.
That would be nice because you can't hold those little, I don't know, what's that little thing you
humdinger.
Yeah,
humdinger.
That's it.
Humdinger.
Exactly. But anyway, back on the dropping of the saws, I don't drop chainsaws that have that spring, but I do with my steel leaf blower. I take it to the end of the slack where you pull the rope out, and then I just drop it a little bit for the leaf blower, but I don't do it with chainsaws. I got a little slice in one of my steel-toed boot toes.
I think it all depends on what you're used to working with. I've got an old Komatsu here, and if you don't really drop it very much, you don't tend to get a decent compression stroke on it anyway, because the compression is quite tough on it. So, Steve, if you've got like one of your old McCullochs out there, one of your big boys, You've got to pull on that like you mean it just to get a decent crank on it, right?
Okay, yes. And I will drop.
Start one of those every time.
Right,
yeah,
and
exactly.
I do drop my Super 2 just because it needs the oomph.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, lots going on here today. I can't stay long. They're having
hang on.
They're having the 65th birthday party just keeps on trucking.
Hang on, you bailed out last week because you had friends coming over.
Oh, I was after 2.5 hours, man.
Okay, fair enough.
I missed last week. I was fishing.
Oh.
Yes, we noticed you. In fact, it's in the book. Absent without leave. We know. Yeah, we've marked you down for that. So yeah, Bruce. For those who don't know, Bruce was 65 years old on Tuesday. Bruce.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
65 years
the
old.
checks are going to start rolling in now.
You can retire.
Wow, man. Happy 65, Bruce.
Thank
all
you.
your $400 per month checks.
That's right.
Yeah.
So,
but you know what? It's 400 more than I used to have.
Yeah.
Did you get anything nice, Bruce? Anything sort of present orientated? You know.
Well, I got a 1956 Alberta license plate from my dear
1956 Alberta license plate. Cool.
And I got a new pair of blue overalls to replace those ones that are completely plastered with paint. You guys
no, you're not.
Are you talking about the birthday presents?
Yes.
Birthday presents?
So now you won't even see me. I'll have my blue coat on, and I'll have my blue overalls on with the snaps and the Elmer Fudd outfit, and that'll be cool. And got some shirts and stuff for when we go to Mexico, so I don't look like a bum all the time.
And then on top of that, you get 10% off at Denny's now.
Yeah, I get. You know what I've been getting? Just because they just look at me and they give me the discount. What does that mean?
Yeah, they don't. They do the same thing for me. They don't ask. I'm like, okay, great, I'll take it.
Oh, come on. Let the old man walk through first.
This is called. The ladies call this Arctic Gray.
It's when you're lining up.
Arctic Gray, like you're in like you're way up north and you're an Arctic fox.
It's when you're lining up to get on the plane, Bruce. I mean, and they say any pregnant women or with babies first on, please, or they'll go. And they say anyone over the age, any OAPs, and someone goes, go on, gives you a nudge in the ribs. That's when you know you're really old. That's when you know you're old.
We call this guy here the red deer fox.
Yeah. Or the English gray squirrel. He's got one named Bruce.
I have actually update on Bruce. He's been a bit of a naughty boy. We now have a family of Bruces.
Ooh, that's bad.
Yeah, we've now got Bruce, and we've now got Mrs. P, and we've got a baby Bruce flying around the garden.
Have you seen my sign in the workshop that says Merle Haggard parking only? Have you guys seen that on the wall?
It says
Merle Haggard.
Next to the horns, where is it, Bruce?
On the other side, exactly right above the compressor. You'll see it.
Mick is saying, Mick, a couple of weeks ago, you said you can get a plastic carb for a classic, I'm assuming, for about 35 quid. Can someone have a look in the chat on the net for me? Find me a UK genuine Briggs and Strat carb. Do not get a copy on. Someone just run a link. You'll get them on Amazon. They're about 35 quid, something like that.
Don't get Mick to send you one. It's made from China and they don't work.
Bruce, I've got to say, mate, right? Although that was crap, right? Today, I did a video. It's coming out. Is it that Carby? No, it's not that Carby. I don't know where carb is. I've got to find the old carb. I took it off, which would be here. It is.
I thought I saw that same carburetor on Mick's wish list.
yeah, there is one. Yeah, there's one on there. Yeah, there's one on there.
I thought.
You talking this one, the black one, or you talking the old one?
Yeah.
Well, I think he means classic.
No,
you mean classic or this one?
No, that one. Ken, the one that Mick sent me was that one. It floods or some darn thing. I can't get it to run right.
You can find them. So I've got one of these, Bruce. Honda.
Honda.
Yeah. Over here we call that an LHP 19. Over here, we call it that because on the side of a bowl. Because on the side of the bowl it's got LHP 19 written on it. And the smaller engines have got LHP 16, so we call these LHP 19. If you look up LHP 16, it'll come up, right? So that's what it is. Anyway, this one put through ultrasonic cleaner twice, manual cleaned once, hunts like an absolute pig, right? Yeah, went on to Google, punched in what I wanted, and I found a carb. These are about £74, right? Ooh. I know. I went, that's what I said. But I found one on eBay, UK seller, $6.99. So I thought, we'll have a go at that. I stuck it on the engine today. all I had to do, the throttle,
Oh yeah.
the throttle bit up there, it didn't have a spring on the copy. It didn't have a spring on there, so I took the spring out of this one, put it onto there, fired it up, bish bash bosh, away she went. Good as gold. Absolute. That does not miss a beat. Idles, fires up, runs lovely. $6.99. What's that all about?
Previously used?
No, brand spanking new. Brand spanking new Chinesium.
Oh.
Wow.
Well,
When he says classic, does he really mean one of these plastic ones?
He might do.
That's it.
He might do.
Yeah.
With
No,
the
he chimed in.
diaphragm.
He's looking for the black one. He said.
Is it?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Oh, black one. So it's the really bad one.
Yeah, but how are those on the aftermarkets of those? They suck, right? Is that what we all agreed on?
If not, the other thing to do.
Oh, buy your what is it? Your $10 jet kit.
Right.
What did we say? Those come in 3 different sizes or something?
Yeah, you can get them in different sizes. But do you know what? I have pretty much found one fits all. You can just get that if you whoever was in the chat. If you're interested, you can just buy just a cartridge for it. See?
Right.
And they have changed.
Mick
They have
Hardy was
changed the main jet on this side. They have changed that part number. Right, get a pen ready or watch it back. 597-547. You can just buy them, and they're pretty good. But do you know what? For what it is, I don't muck about with them. I just literally just get a new carbon, put it straight on. I don't muck about no more.
But
I get
it's $4 cheaper.
Well, you would say that. You're Canadian.
If you had our dollar, you'd scrounge every buck.
That's right.
Colin Case has hit me up with a £5 super chat. Here's a few quid to help with the channel. Thanks again for for the hat, Mick. You're welcome, Colin. No problem, you old mucker. You're welcome.
Oh, really? Colin got a hat, huh?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Well, there's only a few. There's only a few in the world that have got them. You know, some of us don't have. Yeah, you got one too, didn't you, Brucey? Brucey got one. He got one too. Yeah, Brucey got one. There are some of us that are still waiting for a too small engine T-shirt, but it hasn't turned up either.
I'm on it.
Yeah,
on
it like a tramp on chips. But did you say one size fits all? I think you can buy different sizes for them.
They're like pantyhose. One size fits nobody.
I think. Am I right, gents? That these jet cartridges, they all fit, don't they?
They all fit, but aren't
but Mick, you can get those in high alt. You can get 2 of those cartridges. You can get them in normal and then also high altitude one too. It's part number's different.
Yeah. There you go.
Right.
Well, obviously for you and me, Mick, it's
smaller jet.
Where I live.
Smaller main jet for the higher altitude.
I don't generally use my my lawnmower on an aeroplane. If I did, I'd buy the higher altitude one.
Nick's at sea level, so he doesn't care about that.
There's not a lot of grass on the top of Mount Everest.
I live at 2,500 feet.
Yeah, I'm at about 60 feet.
I know all you guys are.
You can't get much closer to sea level than me. Any lower, I'm getting wet. It's as simple as that.
Me too. I think I'm 50. My house is 54 feet.
Well, every 1,000 feet, it's like 1 atmosphere or something or other, or, some number like that. But in the old scooter world, you go up 5 points on jets that are in thousandths of inches for every 1,000 feet. So,
hands up if you're lost.
Interesting.
Sorry.
Interesting.
I'm lost.
That was good. So yeah, I got that MS 292C running, Ken, but I had to go back to the old diaphragm on the carburetor.
Mm-hmm.
I ordered exactly what I thought I had to have, and I think the little nub on that diaphragm was just a skosh too long. You could feel the new one, and you couldn't feel the old one. It was that.
Yeah, Donnie just did a video on that.
Yes, and I had, the trouble I had with those red saws.
Yep.
Where the nub was almost, a 1/16 of an inch.
Hey, do you drop the red saw?
Yes.
Right.
So
it's just little.
So there's a question. John was watching Musty, and he said not to use the clear white filters, non-fuel pump engines, and only use the red and white Gauls filter ones. Any ideas?
Depends on the application.
Yeah.
Well, to me,
they're not filters technically. They're
not filters. They're just a screen, isn't they? I got given a pack from someone. I just threw mine straight in the bin.
I cut one open with curiosity, and it's just a fine screen. And it doesn't.
I had Thomas Andrews called me today. He was working on the newer Kohler that we all don't really care for, but that's got that stupid screen built into the nipple coming out of the fuel tank, and they always clog. So I ripped those out, and I put the Briggs red disc in line. Yeah, and it works fine. You're just trying to keep the grass clips and everything else that they're pouring in with their old gas. On
an old engine, it'll just about burn anything that small. Yeah. You know, on a Honda. No, I'm actually starting to get kind of sick of cleaning Honda carburetors.
But people ask too about those.
You can never get sick of doing that. if there's one particular engine to get sick and tired of cleaning carburetors on, I know which one I would choose. Yeah, exactly.
Who's going to say it first?
The Gunsy!
They know better not to say it.
Jeff Maple says, high altitude, you don't need a lawnmower, you need a snowblower. Actually, high altitude, you want a rifle. You don't want a snowblower, you want a rifle. Keep them blooming them cougars away and what have you.
My next video is another one of those Tecumseh flywheels that won't come off.
You had to say that word. You said that word. You said that word. You said it. See?
Nick, I guess our friend Klaus is on vacation in Italy, huh?
He was in Germany, wasn't he?
No, he was
in Italy today.
No, he
was in Belgium.
He can't be. He can't be. He put a video out. He's in his back garden this afternoon.
He said northern Italy.
He could have filmed that, Mick. He could have filmed that 2 weeks ago, though. We don't know.
If anything like me, Steve, he should have about 15 videos in the bank.
That's right.
Yeah.
Some of my stuff.
Howdy from Northern Italy. There he is, right there.
I know. I saw one of Pate's videos about a week ago about fixing a snowblower. I'm like, it's July.
Yeah. I know they were laughing about that, going, I can't believe I'm doing this right now.
I know. I've got one sitting there waiting to be done. The customer's waiting with a bated breath, and I said, I've got 3 mowers that don't run right now. I'm gonna have to do that snowblower later.
So what have you got?
Can you wait? Yeah.
What have you got on today then, Bruce? You said you've got something. You can't stay long. What's occurring then?
Oh well, they're having a 9x12 chocolate cake, which is my favorite, and we're having
9 foot by 12 foot. You'll never get through that.
That's a big cake.
And then we're doing big ribeyes on the Barbie at 5 o'clock.
Oh,
a few adult beverages. The weather's beautiful. No smoke. For those of you who might understand,
we had that last week, Bruce. In fact, I walked out of work at 4 o'clock the other day. It looked like L.A. smog.
No, we couldn't see across.
Steve, you just check your emails. I'm just going through mine now. Just checking for an invite. Bruce's shop. Bruce.
Well, I was just gonna say, Bruce, I'm only 11 hours drive away from you.
Yeah, I know. My sister-in-law just drove back.
Oh wait, I just found a copy of the pan that the cake was made in.
That's his oil draining pan.
Out of the garage.
It definitely won't stick.
It's a little bit like STP carb cleaner, but it'll be all right.
Yeah. But Joe has a question for the lawnmower lady. Question: what engines does the lawnmower lady prefer?
Well, I was just typing to him.
Don't say it.
I don't mind those engines.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
A little preemptive strike.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
No, I don't mind them. The ones I really don't like working on are the lawnmower Kohlers, and the reason I say that is because they have these, crazy kits that you can buy, but if you need just like one bowl gasket, no, you can't buy a bowl gasket. You got to buy the entire kit that's got the float and the needle and all this junk in it. So that's the reason I don't like Kohlers for the most part.
Shorty, sorry, I got to interrupt. Their automatic choke system uses a heat and a wind baffle, and there's about 5 levers and things that are all floating around. And if you get that one little lever wrong, it falls out. And,
So you can't even get a parts diagram for it then. Just order that one part up you need.
No, the parts diagram shows like the kit, and I would show it to you.
I've come across something similar, Stella, with regards to this mower in front of me here, which is the Atco. which has got a Tilliston carburetor on there, and that's much the same. You if you want to buy the O-ring, you can buy the O-ring, but the O-ring isn't the O-ring you need. Apart from that, you've got to buy the entire carburetor kit for it at about £24.
Well, the O-ring I put on them is, and I'm not saying this just to be fun, there's a Tecumseh O.
Go on, not having it.
That is a quick trigger finger. That is unbelievable.
You can't even seriously try and put that word into my chat. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, but I found that a lot of the Chinese parts will fit that, the bowl gasket.
It is. Some of them do, but there's a carburetor. I think it's one of the larger ones that goes into their larger equipment. Actually fits those bowls. It's a very thick profile, and so that actually fits. And
for
so
the LMT carbs.
They make a good
something
bowl
like that.
gasket. They make a good bowl gasket because you need that pressure because that little bulb doesn't quite generate enough oomph.
Well, I got an O-ring come in last week because this engine here was just weeping ever so slightly, which I've now cured. They sent me an O-ring for it, and it wasn't genuine. I thought it was genuine because I got one previously from them, and that was genuine. But this O-ring wasn't even flat, man. It was round the other way. It was like someone just cut off a bit of tubing. It was ridiculous. So in the end, what I had to do, I had to cut it so it would lay flat. And then I measured it round, and I literally just put it in the carburetor, push the two ends together, a little bit of glue on there just to push it together, then put the bowl on top, and it's sealed. It's lush. And I'm keeping them for myself. So hopefully,
that's it.
Right, yeah, it's very, very high, thick profile.
It's a Chinese copy of the T word, but it's
okay, but you see that O-ring to me, O-ring to me is actually incorrect. It should be flat.
Well, it's a rectangular section actually.
Yeah. So what I cut mine, so it would lay flat, and then I then laid it flat in the carb bowl canal, and then glued it. That's what I did.
Yeah, but these go around the flange, though. You actually have to wrap them around.
Yeah, there's a groove in the carburetor.
Yeah, they don't tend to sit very well on mine. So I
But the newer ones, though, they had those stupid flat. They're sort of round with the 3 nubs on them. You see them a lot in the Chinese carbs.
Honda's got that same thing, Ken.
Right.
Yep.
That's what their bowl gasket is.
The whole kit, Stella.
Yes, here's the kit. Okay, and you see what's missing from it.
What's that number?
Are you need?
You got to buy a set.
What is it? 237.
It's actually that might have been somebody else's part.
Yeah, that's somebody. Should be.
Yeah, that's somebody else's part.
25757 number, right?
It's 1475701S is what this one is. But yeah, seriously, you have to, and it's great. I mean, you get everything. You get the big giant. Heat shield and blah blah blah.
You get everything you don't need.
Absolutely, and all I need is the bowl gasket, and as you can see,
and
with that K on there, that makes
it. If you order an 03, an 03 will have the gasket.
1 sec.
But you still get all that stuff you don't need.
Yeah,
that's what. No, Ken. What I'm saying is what's missing here.
Yep.
Is because I've already taken out the gasket, so I have all these other parts that I don't need every time.
But are just going to sit there and not get used.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sometimes, though, if you type in the Kohler part number, sometimes you get an exploded list of what the individual parts are in it, and sometimes you find the bowl gasket.
Yeah, no, it's like I said. I just use the other ones, and I'm not going to say that word. I promise.
The same thing happens when you buy a head gasket. You got to get the bowl and everything else. The what do you call it? Muffler gasket, all the other gaskets come with it.
There is this one, but it's the wrong size. It's the wrong size. Like I said, I bought these in error.
So
these
are they too big or too small, Stella?
These are too small.
They might fit a Honda.
No, they would. They'd probably go on a Briggs, probably on the.
But you got to watch the seal so much, like that. That seal, it's not just for spilling gas; it's for that pressure.
Right.
So anyway, my wife just got home with 5 big, huge ribeyes about that big.
No way.
Hang on,
Nice.
hang on, Bruce. Hang on, Bruce. I'm just checking my emails now. Bruce's shop. No, still no invite come through. No, unbelievable. You are.
I am. Sad thing, isn't it?
You're making us jealous.
You know what? Is that, so who have you got coming around then, Bruce? You got family coming around? What we got going on?
Nieces are coming by with their little 1-year-old daughter, who's only 2 days.
Fantastic.
Her birthday was 2 days before me, so it's kind of. And then we've got a head smash cake for her, and
cool.
and I'm right after this. I'm going to do a tour of the yard because I do a tour of the yard every birthday, and I want to get that out this afternoon before the company comes.
What's the most looked after thing in your tour? Anything popular?
You know, I'm really happy with the vegetable garden this year. You know, it's Western Canada, and my corn is 4.5 feet tall.
How's the new grass?
Oh, well, there'll be pictures of that, and then I'll throw a picture of the old, you know, where it was all torn up. But yeah.
Do you miss the shade, though?
We missed this office was the bedroom, and the one next to it used to have that huge tree, and these 2 rooms get really hot.
What's a head smash cake?
Okay, I'll get to that. If you want to see a head smash cake, if you just someone please buy Ken a cake, he will. That's generally how Ken eats his cakes anyway. Head smash cake, pretty much.
It's for a traditional one here. It's for a traditional 1-year-old birthday party, and it's mostly chocolate sauce on top of a cake, and the baby just smashes and goos and throws it and has a great time. You just about got to put some vapor barrier down on the deck so you don't wreck the paint.
Pretty much how Ken eats his anyway.
So yes.
I've got a $4.99 super chat there from my mate Dick Small Engines. Cheers, Dick. Much appreciated, my old buddy boy. So don't forget, those of you that are looking to go, I have booked up for this year.
There we go. That's exactly it.
This year's Saltex. Don't forget, if you want to meet up with me and a few other YouTubers, we're going to Saltex in November.
That's on my birthday.
Please feel free to hook up. What was that you're showing that, Ken? That's it.
That's pretty much it.
Wow.
So what do they do? So if they do that for a 1-year-old, what do they do for a 65-year-old?
I want to see Bruce's head in his cake like that.
Imagine that. I'd have to run right to the shower after that.
Yeah.
Bruce, it'd get in your beard, wouldn't it? It'd be everywhere.
Oh, it'd be great. Might have to do it.
So, lawnmower lady, I see you want a flashlight, huh?
I know. I rarely win anything ever in my life, and I feel so privileged. That's right.
Oh my lord! Hang on, I've got money coming out of my ear holes here. 2 seconds, Lawn Malay. $4.99 for Mikey Yo-Yo. When's the smelly fish thing happening? Yep, that will be coming up quite soon. I promise you. And then $20 super chat. Can I have Stella sing Bruce happy birthday? Stella, you got to sing Bruce happy birthday apparently. Stella, I'll let you into a little secret. We ain't moving till you do.
Come on, just like Marilyn.
You're just on. You're just.
I'll sing it with you.
So if I do the Maryland thing, I have to do like the skirt, right?
Yeah.
You haven't got a skirt. You got a bib and brace on.
Well, it's sort of a skirt. Come on now.
That's a shop rag, and you know it.
Come on, Stella. Let's hear those pipes. Let's go.
Oh,
Lord. Dude, man, I'm terrible. I really am.
Just one line is all you need.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, that's enough. Cheers.
Thank you. See?
Like the T-Rex. There you go. It's Bruce later on.
It's not that, Stella. It's not that, Stella. The cat will start meowing outside. That's all it is.
That's right. That's right. They're making all kinds of noise. No, but happy birthday, Mr. Bruce. I really appreciate it. But I did want to show you this. You were mentioning earlier, this looks like not much of anything, but this is actually a bastard file that I got from my grandfather's shop. Shorty, yes. This is probably one of the only things that I can definitively identify that came from his shop. So this means a lot, and I use it all the time. It's a good file.
When I use one of those old tools, I thank the owner.
That's right.
That's really sad.
There you go. That's nice.
Hey Stella, when that file actually does wear out and you can't use it anymore, you got to nail that up on the wall.
I should. This
Put
says
it up on the wall and keep it.
This says Black King USA.
Cool.
I bet I don't think you could wear that out.
No, you probably can't. You probably can't. And I've had to recondition it with wire brush because it had a little bit of rust in it when I finally got it. But it's pretty. I use this all the time, so that makes me happy.
Keep it off the aluminum.
Exactly.
You've got to go quite a fair old way to wear them out. Unlike you say, Bruce, so you put it on aluminium, then it tends just to pack them out, doesn't it?
But but you can fix them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you use muriatic acid or something like that to get the aluminum off, what's that doing to the sharp edges? The very sharp edges of the file might be dulling it down a little bit too.
Yeah, I just use a wire brush like Stella does.
Yeah, wire brush works great.
Yeah.
Hayes Machinery can't be in. They're just packing up from a show. There's a show this week. So nice to see you, James. Hope you're all doing well on your crew.
Hi, James.
Nice to see you.
Thanks for all you do, James.
Yeah, he's a good lad, the old James. He's a good boy.
He sure is. I love that guy, man. I love the whole team down there.
Yeah, he's pumping out some good content.
Okay, so he is.
I'm gonna go. I have to go film my yard before the company comes. So I will have one kokanee for everybody in the stream right here.
Okay, Bruce. Before we go, Bruce, I'm just going to double check my emails one last time before you go. No, not seeing an email invite there.
I don't multitask. I'm a Bruce, and I don't multitask.
Bruce, happy birthday, buddy! And you know what? You deserve to be retired now. That's awesome. I hope you have a great evening.
Yeah, have a good one, Bruce.
I really don't know if it's retirement. I don't know what that means.
It's just an acknowledgement. That's all.
Yeah, Bruce, I don't expect to see you on CNN either, driving Frank down the road, half cut, running into lampposts. You should behave yourself.
Well, my days of drinking and driving are long past.
Yeah.
I have to confess, back in the 70s, I was bad, but I got through it.
Bruce, I think back in the 70s, it wasn't even illegal.
That's right. You had to just walk. You had to walk that wide yellow line on the highway.
Well, the cop would bring you home and say, "Don't do it again.
Wash your whiskeys when you're driving, son."
Well, in that case, Bruce, stay off the John Deere then.
What are you saying, Henry? You're trying to say something?
Yeah. When are you driving over to Zippos?
Holy smokes, that's 2,500 kilometers away.
Well, you just fixed the truck up. You're all set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, that truck sure performed well in the heat. It was 90 degrees when I went down to Dad's. And the air conditioning never missed a beat. The whole thing just perfect.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see both of them together.
Yeah, Ruby and Frank. Frank and Ruby got together. They got along like birds of feather.
Oh, go and have a beer, for Christ's sake! Don't you start singing. I thought Stella was bad enough.
Thank you.
Hey, Bruce.
Take it easy, my man. Look after yourself,
Steve.
Oh, I was just going to say, have 2 kokanees for me tonight, brother.
Well, I don't any more than 5, and I get this splitting headache right through
If you see a Sasquatch, he's going to steal your kokanee, so run.
Yeah.
That's a Sasquatch. He loves kokanee.
Well, my buddy Steve from Steve OJ, he was over for happy hour the other night, and he said he's glad that I don't drink some cheap beer that starts with an R.
Rainier.
Rainier
beer.
So nice to see you all, my friends.
Nice to see you, Bruce. Look after yourself, my friend. I'll catch you on the next one.
I might have that video up this afternoon of the yard if I can
we'll be checking
hustle my rear end. Yeah. Okay.
Happy birthday, Mr. Bruce.
Happy birthday, Bruce.
Bye-bye.
Good. So there goes Brucey boy. He's off for a nice ribeye, and it's nice to see we all didn't get an invite. Cheers for that, Bruce. Not. So what you been doing?
I got an invite.
Did you get an invite? Did you?
Well, no. Forget it. I didn't say that.
Yeah. So what you been doing, Henry? You been up to much, or has it been too hot, too cold, too rainy, too overcast, too frosty, too snowy to get in your workshop?
Gotcha. Today I was out there. I had to get in here before your stream, but it was hot, and I did make a video that I'm going to put out after this stream.
There you go. There you go. So what you been mucking about with? Anything good?
Yeah, it's John Deere L120. The steering went on it, so the sector gear is all stripped out and all that. So this was part 1 of that 2 parts that I'm showing. The first part was to clean off and take the deck off. and to power wash the whole unit. And then now the second part's going to be rebuilding the whole sector gear and everything.
Oh, cool.
Hey, Henry, I got a little tip for you on that one.
Yeah.
Check your drive belt on that. If your drive belt is even close to needing replaced, do it then, because if your drive belt wears out, not your mower belt that spins the blades, but your drive belt that goes to your tranny,
you gotta drop it.
On that mower right there, you have to drop the steering shaft out and everything anyway to get the belt back on.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
Check it, and if it's got any cracks or anything in it, do yourself a favor and replace that drive belt while you're at it, so you don't have to take it all apart again when the drive belt.
I know.
And if you do that, make sure you center up the steering wheel, because how many customers get it saying my steering wheel's pointing the wrong way?
Yeah. Exactly.
I think DNR Small Engines was on about the same thing. Didn't he have a rider in the other day, but he had to take the steering column out of his just to change a belt on his? I can't remember what that was.
Yeah, it was a Sears. I think it was a Sears that he had.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Sears, was it?
Not all riding lawnmowers you have to take the steering shaft out to do that belt, but some of them, I think that the L110 there, I think you do have to do it on that one. So
yeah, that's the L120.
All
right, not a problem. We'll look at it over before we take it apart and order a new belt if it needs it.
Is that
if it needs it? Yeah.
Is that a custom machine, Henry, or is that your own machine?
No, I got three of them to working on. Yeah, and also I got the tire rods too. Because I think one wheel was either toe in or toe out, so I'm going to have to look at that.
Yes, well, that'd be good. So what have you been up to, Steve? You been up to much, buddy?
Not really. I got my COVID shot. I got my first COVID shot yesterday.
So are you guys behind then, are you? Because over here in the UK, we're down to 18 years old.
Yeah. I don't know. I could have got my shot like 2 months ago. Okay. But I was hesitant. But now if I want to go down to the GIE Expo in Kentucky, go across the border, Canadian-American border, I have to have the second shot. So I thought I better get on this right now because the GIE is in October. So I better do that.
Well, hopefully they don't shut it down again. I have a bad feeling about all this.
Yeah, me too.
It's funny you say that because as of the 19th, the UK unleashed the gates of hell and allowed everyone now to take personal responsibility for themselves when wearing masks and all the rest of it, which is kind of great. And they opened up now. Yeah, opened up nightclubs, cinemas, and theatres, and 90,000 people were in Wembley last week. And
I heard that.
Surprisingly, and this is a sort of a shock to the system. Numbers are going back up again. I just can't.
I don't get it.
I just don't understand it, man.
I don't understand. Wow, what a surprise!
Yeah,
we're all taking personal responsibility for ourselves now, and and all of a sudden it's all going a bit Pete Tong.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've been trying to plan my dad's memorial service. He passed away last September, and I was going to try to have his memorial service this September, and I'm afraid they're going to shut it down again, which is kind of awful.
So how are things going? Because I know that our eldest two, they were due to go to Disney in America. I think that was in August, and I think they've actually cancelled the flights already. They said you can't go. I don't know whether that's because UK. They're not allowing UK people in. I don't know, or if it's because numbers are on the increase in America.
I will be real honest. I have tuned out a lot of that chatter because every time you turn on the news or listen to the radio, it's this constant barrage, and I just I don't know what it is. I mean, you could probably go online and figure it out. It's but I would put my money on it's the U.S. has blocked out visitors from the UK. Probably that's my guess.
I know. I was just going to say Americans hate British people. That's just,
I know.
I mean,
I don't get it. Why is that?
It's no different to the Americans hate the Canadians. It's the same thing.
That's right. That's right.
It's the same thing. And you
right.
live a lot closer. Ben says that numbers are down, and Dirtfoot says masks don't stop anything. Okay, well, you're entitled to opinions. All I know is that the local hospital up my end has just opened up their acute cardiac ward for COVID. So they're actually opening COVID wards back up. So
that's what they're doing.
That's what's happening
in a lot of places here in the southern United States. Same thing.
Yeah. Dirtfoot says
Micks, Suzanne is still now. She just back full bore again.
No, not yet. She's they've opened her ward back up, and I think it's going to be different this time. I think because they've got like a 2.5 year waiting list to have a hip or knee done now because of COVID. There's an extra 2.5 years been bolted onto it for waiting. So no, at the moment they do have people in, and they do have people on incubators or ventilators and what have you, and they have opened up COVID wards and what have you. I know that a friend of mine, he's got a place up, he's got a hospital up near him, and they're packing out, and it seems to be that although people say the numbers are down, people are still being admitted on a daily basis. You know, so I don't know. You know, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I've seen it. I've seen it up close and personal in my own house. I've seen how sick someone can be, and I've lost 3 members of my family with it. So when someone says it's a conspiracy theory, or Dirtford says it's a money making machine, I don't know, mate. I don't know. I think when it actually affects the numbers in your family. You know, so we had 3 go in 6 months. Took 3 of my dad's family out in 3 months, 6 months, sorry. And then Mrs. P caught it, obviously. There seems to be a lot of track and trace. There seems to be a lot of people getting pinged. You have been near someone who's got it, and there seems to be a lot of that happening. Getting worse up here, says John T. The same is in the West Midlands, Mick. There you go. So you know, I don't know. I don't know. It's what it is.
Didn't Ash post something the other day that he, even though he got the jab,
AJP's got it, and the thing is, from what I'm hearing, is that there are people going in on ventilators who are relatively youngish in age who have had both their jabs and they're still being ventilated.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
I think it's very real and very serious. I still mask up all the time when I go.
Me too. Me too. I think we have a lot to learn, or we have learnt a lot from it. And I think if it went to lockdown again, it wouldn't be quite so severe. People just have to do as they're told and keep a distance. But you know, lots of people are entitled to their own opinion and do as they want to do. So I'm happy with that. You know, but just if I'm trying to look after myself, at least have a common decency to keep well away from me if you're going to be doing your thing. You know what I mean? So it's what it is. But I know, you know, I booked up to go to Saltex in November, and you know, that's, you know, height of flu, height of pneumonia season, you know, over here in the UK. So there's every chance that'd be cancelled.
Right.
You know, we just see what happens. You know, I'm surprised I haven't caught it with Mrs. P catching it. You know, and obviously we've got Nana. She's 174 years old in the house. You know, Riley boy has a very low immune system. You know, and Riley was actually off school last week. He had 2 people in his class were positive, and there's only 6 in Riley's class. So Riley had to come home last week from school. He had to isolate for 10 days, and I had to test him. That was hilarious, testing him. And then, bugger me, 2 days after he was tested out to isolate, Ethan went down the pub to watch a football. He got a ping on his phone to say, you now got to isolate for 10 days because you've been in contact with somebody else. So, you know, it's what it is. It's not going away. No, it's definitely not going to go away. It's definitely not going to go away. It's not. I don't think it is a power grab, Dirtfoot. Really, I don't. When you actually see it real, close up in person, then it's a different ball game altogether. When my Mrs. P come home from work, she's stripped down pretty much to a pants and bra on the inside doorstep. Chucked all her clothes straight into the wash, straight to a bath. No one could touch her until she'd had a bath. Had to disinfect the door, disinfect the car, everything, because she'd been in a COVID ward. So you're open. I'm not going to debate it with people and argue. You're entitled to your own opinions, 100% entitled to it. But I just feel that it affects so many people in different ways. That's the thing. You just look at India. How can you say that India is a conspiracy theory, or it's a money making machine, or it's not real? Or look at India, man. God, they were burning people out on the street. Burning them, had no oxygen going on, and to be admitted into a life support out in India, you had to buy your own oxygen to treat your own family member, which you couldn't get apart from on the black market. Hospitals were buying oxygen off the black market. Man, come on.
Hey, Mick, can I ask you a question? You mentioned getting a ping on your phone. Is that a mandatory? Is that a voluntary program that you can
it is
on your phone?
We don't live in China, it was a voluntary thing. You could download the app,
right?
And if you was in the supermarket and you went to the fruit and veg section, and the person there tested positive 2 days later, you then got a ping on your phone to say you've been in contact. So it's just a GPS tracker, and lots of people said, "Oh, you're not allowed to track us. It's against our human rights, and this, that, and the other."
Right.
And,
so it has to be voluntary.
Right.
Definitely.
And they have one here in the United States that a lot of states have adapted. And it's on my phone. It relies on Bluetooth, and I downloaded it. I would want to know that I've been around someone that has been tested positive.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got Nana coming down here. What's Nana doing? She's getting washing in.
You heard the latest that's going around is that anybody that got their shots in 2 years is going to have a problem, and they're going to find a lot of people dying from the shot. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I heard.
Well, I think the easiest answer to that is we'll find out in 2 years.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I guess we'll see.
It's what it is. If you look back many years ago, lots of women were on that birth control jab, the thalidomide birth control jab, and babies are being born with no arms and no legs, and that's where thalidomide came from. I would like to think we've moved on leaps and bounds in science to now. People say a vaccine takes up to 10 years to fully develop and get right and all the rest of it, and we didn't have 10 years. We didn't. I mean, America in New York, you guys actually had Arctic lorry trailers lined up in your hospitals,
right?
And you were launching bodies in the back of them.
Well, the mRNA technology that they use has been in use for about 12 years now. So that part is proven, and the fact that they just fast tracked all these thousands and hundreds of thousands of people for testing, that's why it takes so long, is they can only get like 500 people at a time for a lot of these other vaccines. That's why it takes 10 years. So I don't know. I didn't want to be first in line. I'll admit that. And I waited until I was eligible for it, and I went and got it.
Hey, Dirtfoot Racer just put a comment down. I got to say this. Dirtfoot Racing, I think you're wrong. Companies aren't making millions. They're making billions.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Billions, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
At what cost do you say it's okay? Because people are still dying And looking at some of the NHS staff, I know my Mrs. P, she was doing an 8-hour shift, ended up doing 14 hours. Coming home dead on her feet, ready to go again the next day. But they were being pinged and testing themselves regularly, and the second they got a negative test, back in they went. It's what it is. You either embrace it and do as you're told, or you say no, I'm doing my own thing, and you dodge the COVID bullet. It's as simple as that. Each to their own. I know that Johnny Five, he was burning masks on his live stream the other day, burning them because he's not being controlled and what have you. He may very well have to go and buy a pack of masks next month.
Toothpicks, Ken. Toothpicks. Sorry, I'm reading the chat comments. Toothpicks.
So am I.
There's a lot of this debate has opened up a can of worms. I know that.
Well, let's talk about lawnmowers then. How about that?
I just go with the flow. So I'm happy to debate anything. Everyone's entitled to an opinion. I don't worry about falling out people. Just we're happy to debate anything. But it's what it is. But we were at the GIE and then Stella brought up about it possibly being closed down. So I was just inquisitive as to how it's going over there, So are you looking forward to GIE, Steve?
Absolutely, yeah. Lawnmower Detective is going to be there. I think David, Lawnmower Detective, told me he's just across the border, like a half an hour drive from his house.
Are you in the Walbro booth, or where are you?
No, I'm not going to be hired by anybody to be stuck in a booth. But they. I don't know if I should say this or not. I did get an email from Walbro 3 days ago. They said they're buying me and my wife a hotel room for 2 nights if we come down. I knew it.
Nice.
So yeah, we still got to pay our own airfare.
Are you sharing a room with Donnie?
Nope, just my wife, April. Donnie's not allowed.
Yeah, but Mick, it's probably adjoining to the Walbro marketing staff, with a door.
Yeah, they're willing to score me a couple nights for a hotel, and they're paying for the entrance fee with big $20. It's no big deal, but
it's good.
You're gonna get. Don't you have to get smuggled out of there, or are they allowing you to get through?
As long as I have my COVID shots, I think. Well, that's exactly what we've been talking about. I actually don't know. When it comes time to October, even if I'm fully vaccinated, second shot and everything, who knows what's going to happen in October? The borders could be shut down again in October. So I want to go. I'm planning to go, but I don't know if it's actually going to happen.
So just move in with the detective until then.
Exactly. I'm thinking about asking him, hey, Dave, if you're still here. No, he laughed, didn't he? He said he's going.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he's got a spare room.
So that'd be good. Then you better meet up with Terrell and the boys and what have you. Have a chat with them. That'd be cool.
Yeah, there's going to be lots of people who are planning to go. I mean, Kenny's not that far away, are you, Ken? 3-hour drive or something?
No, out there. No, I got to fly out there if I have to go.
Yeah.
You're in Connecticut, aren't you?
Yeah, but Connecticut's what's that, about 800 miles?
Oh, yeah. I get Connecticut and Kentucky mixed up because
Connecticut's on the East Coast. Kentucky's toward the Midwest.
Yeah.
Right.
But Terrell said he might not go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know. I talked to them too, and he said he's not sure yet.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. There's gonna be a lot of people there. It looks like a hell of a lot of fun to go. So I want.
Hell yeah! It's just a shame. I'm in over here in the UK. I'd love to go and chew the fat with some of you guys. That'd be brilliant. It'd be absolutely fantastic. Got a question there from Jason Hughes. My generator is playing up. I'll fix it. Is there meant to be 2 springs on the governor arm? I think there should be. It must have come off when moving it. Last time when we used it, it's a Honda GX 160. It's some and some. So some have 2, some only have 1. There should be at least one coming off of the carburetor back onto the governor arm, and then there should be a spring set up somewhere for either the automatic choke or something along that line. I would say the best thing to do is to look up your generator on a parts diagram and see what's supposed to be there, because every model is different, right, guys?
Yeah, Steve, you had talked about they did a TCB on that too, right? On the governor spring to change the coils from like 23 to 25 coils or something.
Man, you got to say that one more time.
You had talked one time about a service bulletin that came out where Honda went from like an 18 coil to a 23 coil.
Yeah, that wasn't for a GX 160 though. That was for a GC 160 on a lawnmower engine. Yeah, not the GX. Yeah, so that's can't be his problem. I've never seen a Bolton come out on a GX before, but yeah.
I'll check out the parts diagram for it. Check out the parts diagram and just see what the setup is. It'll soon tell you.
Yeah.
And if it's showing two and you've only got one, then yeah. Then
but what's you doing, Jason?
That's exactly what I want to say.
Yeah.
Why are you asking that question? It's maybe nothing to do with springs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be a plethora thing. My chat is not moving. You have to refresh it, Nicky. If your chat's not moving.
Hey, Nicky, you're in Ireland, my friend.
Oh, you're sort of talking about that, are you? Cool. So, are you going to GIE, Miss Stella? Are you going?
Nope. Not me.
Not you. What about?
I had my fill of trade shows in my previous life.
Okay. What about you, Hank? What about you, Hank? Were you going?
No, sir. Staying right here, staying away from all those people that are sick.
Staying away from all those people who have COVID and don't have their masks on.
Right.
That's right.
Isn't that a thing? Isn't that a thing?
Yeah.
It is. It is a thing. People are concerned.
Yeah.
So
I've had plenty of lost weekends in my past life, so I don't need any more.
Why? In what capacity?
Going to trade shows. That's a place to have a whole lot of fun and see a whole lot of people and get really silly and stupid and it's I sometimes worry. What did I do? What did I say? What did I do?
Because they also have a beer gardens there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Jason is saying it's hard to start, but once it starts, it only runs for a very, very short time.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with your springs, bud.
No, so no. It's either fuel. It sounds like fuel, or it could be oil sensor. Maybe check your oil levels in there. Could be something to do with your oil, or bypass your oil sensor.
In the generator, unplug the sensor, but check the level first.
Yes,
right.
So it could be that,
or it could just be bad old dirty gas.
Well, I mean, I had a message of someone today. Saying that he was working on an engine and he's cleaned the carburetor twice, and it starts, and then stalls, and then it will start again a bit later on, and then stalls out again. And I just said, clean the carb, because clean the carb or replace it, because 99% of the issues are fuel system related. So it's what it is. What's that one here?
Check the fuel line as well, because I've had some, and I don't know if this is replacement fuel line or not, but I used to keep it on my workbench here. Oh yeah, I actually have it. Some Hondas have had it's like a double wall.
Yeah.
Fuel. I don't know if you can really see that or not. Yeah. And that inside wall, I've seen them collapse. No doubt due to ethanol. I'm assuming that's what it's about. But those will create basically a fuel starvation issue where you think you're chasing down all kinds of things and it's just a bad piece of fuel line. So
it'll catch up.
One of the main problems you get, especially with like the Honda style machines, is they come with that little tiny filter that goes just inside the tank where the fuel hose goes on.
Right.
There's a little tiny filter there. I generally just remove those. If you're going to keep your fuel clean, I take those out, and sometimes they get a bit clogged up with gunk and stuff, and that can at least just restrict your flow. So it sounds like a fuel issue, Jason. Got a question there. Go on, Sam.
I've also seen people, because that these are like my little props. These aren't the real things, but that fuel filter actually goes into the tank, and I've seen a lot of people take it off, and it pops off, and it goes, and they stuff it back in the fuel line.
Yeah, that's not where it goes.
And that's been a similar problem as well. That's if Jason, if you're the only one who's been in this thing, that's fine, but that's also, I've seen that problem before as well, especially those.
I just tend to remove them. Right. Is what I tend to do, and if you're really concerned, then just stick an inline filter in. But hopefully, if you start at the tank, and just work your way forward. Take your fuel line off of the carby, see what your flow is like, and if your flow's any good, then go through the carb again. I suspect it'd be dirty carb. Got a question there from Ronnie. Ronnie says, "Sir Mick and guest, would you clean your coil with a wire brush attachment to get rid of the surface rust and give it a good good contact both sides before you replace it?" Anyone want to do that one first?
I use like 400 grit sandpaper. I don't use a wire brush.
Okay.
Yeah. I use a wire brush right on the wheel. On the grinding wheel. Clean that right off nicely.
Yeah.
So all I would say is what I do. I've got a drill with a wire brush attachment. I bung it in the vise, clamp it down, and I make sure that the coil is well cleaned up, just with a wire wheel. And then what's equally important is to make sure you go over to the engine and clean off the two posts that the coil grounds onto. Make sure you get a good contact there. And also, it wouldn't then hurt just to give your flywheel where the magnet is, give that a good clean as well to make sure you get a good air gap there as well. That's what I do. But I think Chris has said to use a bit of wet and dry sandpaper to get the rust off. So I mean, it's open to interpretation. Whatever suits you guys. I mean, Henry, I take it you mean you're like a buffering wheel, are you? To clean them up. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. Yeah. As long as it's not too coarse, you'll be okay. You're only looking just to clean the surface rust off. You're not looking to actually grind it back. So that'd be okay. What do you think, Steve?
You don't have to clean the whole darn thing, just where it's connecting. Yeah. Don't get too crazy, because if you get too close to the coil itself and you rub off some of that protective coating, that coil will be shut.
Chris has said. So Chris asked. Chris said, "I asked the same question last week, Mick. What to do? What?" Mick said. Said it's the rust stopping it from working. Yeah, well, exactly that. It is the rust, but that stops giving you a connection. That's exactly what it is. But I have got a video coming out quite soon, where I bought a lawnmower off of a subscriber. A subscriber was actually watching the channel, sold me a broken lawnmower. He knew it was broken. He sold it to me. And the coil that he had on there had no spark. I tested the coil after I cleaned it, and it produced a good number on the multimeter. It still wouldn't spark. So I got a donor coil out with near enough exactly the same readings, put that coil on, and it sparked straight away. So it's a question of elimination. Dick says, do the magnet as well. Exactly that, Dick. Yeah, do the magnet. Got another question there. How about you, Steve? Take that one for me, Steve. Question for the masses. I have a Honda GCV 190 on a HRX. It runs great, but lacks power. Bogs down when the mower blades and drive is engaged, and when cutting grass, I'm assuming.
That's the governor. It's got a governor problem.
Could be. What do you think, Steve-O?
I'm still reading that question. I'm trying to comprehend that. Give me a second.
Okay.
Let somebody else answer while I actually comprehend
It's a Honda HRX. It lacks powers. It bogs down when the mower blades and the drive is engaged. And when cutting grass. So I would say, although what you say, Henry, be a governor issue, It could be something simple like a cable adjustment needs. Maybe your cable adjustment has slackened, and you're not getting the full use out of a cable onto the carburetor. Or it could be actually the carburetor is actually showing signs of breaking down. I had a Honda HRX 476 in a little while ago, and that was lacking a lot of power. It wouldn't idle. And it was a bit of a pig to engage the rotor clutch on it. And I stuck on a copy carburetor and it solved the issue straight away. That's what I did. But it could be what Henry says, just a pair of long nose pliers and just give that governor arm a tweak. But are we actually fixing the problem by adjusting the governor? Because I take it, if we said it was bogging down and no one had touched it, Henry, by adjusting the governor, yes, we are improving the RPMs. That's a definite. But are we actually fixing the issue?
Well, you got to check the whole governor linkage and system. Now, if it's got a flap in it, is it moving all the way? Follow the whole thing through. Yeah, adjust it. Make sure you put the throttle full all the way up and adjust that to the right, the governor, loosening the screw and tightening that.
Well, here's the clutch out of one of those. And the one thing that you can look at is on the inside, the clutch, if it's glazed on the inside of there or on the back. This is the metal side. This is think of it like a brake shoe or whatnot. Yeah, if that's glazed on the inside, you can also try to scuff that up with some sandpaper, because if it's just slipping, that's going to be part of your issue as well. And while you have it apart, if these bearings, this bearing goes bad really often on those. This is actually on the clutch side, and here's the mating clutch plate, and I've never seen that bearing go bad before, but for whatever reason, these inside bearings go bad more often than the others. But just look in here, because if you've got any oil in there, if you had a little oil leak, and you can replace just this like fiber ring thing, but if there's any oil or grease in there, then that means it's just not going to be gripping on and turning your blade as fast as it should be. I
don't think. I fully take on what you're saying, Stella. I fully take it on, and I've come across that problem commonly myself. I have seen those Hondas, even with just a brand new spark plug, have actually improved it full stop as well. I've had it where the rotor clutch would not engage, even after the machine's warmed up for 2 or 3 minutes. Put a brand new plug in, and the rotor clutch spins like an absolute charm.
Yeah, Jim Condon, post what he said, man.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Spray with WD-40, sand it. 40 grip. We're still talking about coils. James Compton. Hey, James. How you doing, buddy? Could try opening the throttle manually and see if the engine is maxed out on power. And then if so, could be a compression timing issue. Could also be under load due to a failed bearing. Yeah, I mean, there are lots of things. I'm still waiting on Steve. Steve's cogs are turning in the head. And I'm waiting to hear what the Messiah has to say.
For that exact lawnmower HRX, I 100% agree with what Stella just said. I've seen that many times. I'm so happy she actually had one of those freaking clutches there to show us. That was awesome. I have seen those things wear out, and you get it in heavy grass, and it's not your engine that's running out of power, but the clutch starts slipping, and all of a sudden it's just nothing's happening with your grass because the blade's slowing down because the clutch is slipping. Also on that one, Stella, if you wanted to show what you were showing there's that disc spring. You can also put that upside down. I've seen people put that upside down. And if that goes upside down, nope, the other piece that you had. The other half of the clutch.
The thin wire one, Stella. The thin wire.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
So in between those two pieces, there's a little spring.
Yes. Yeah. It goes on. Yeah, that guy right here. It goes on with basically goes on with friction.
Yeah.
This guy right
so
here.
if you put that upside down, show it from the side, Stella, so you can see it's dished.
You
can see that's dished. one way.
Yeah, it's like a Belleville
Right.
screw. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you put that upside down, that will cause major problems with your clutch also.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Because it won't hit.
And also, if the machine has been taken apart and not reassembled, when you reassemble it, what I tend to do is I tend to engage my clutch first and then push all the stuff up onto the machine and then impact it on. Some people don't engage the clutch on it, and when they then go to engage the clutch when the machine's back together, you find that the clutch isn't fitted right as well. So I always engage the clutch on mine before I put mine in.
Right.
Jason Hughes. Oh, sorry, still go on, Stella.
Well, no, I was going to say, because that's off that Honda that I still haven't figured out which is the right crankshaft. So.
Jason Hughes says, Mick, I've just checked my photos, and there is 2 springs. There is 2 springs on there, but only one is located. I think the other spring has broke because it won't fit onto anything. Yeah. Well, if there's 2 springs on there, one of the springs needs to go somewhere else, doesn't it? Yeah, so send some photographs over, see what we can do. So that was good. I like those sort of things. Yes, that's for you, Ronnie. Yeah, good evening, James. So that was good. Yeah, but those Honda 8RXs, they are overly engineered, aren't they? They are. There's a lot to go wrong on those.
Too much.
You know?
Yeah, but they do the little stuff. You know, there's always like little rubber boots on all of the control cables to keep moisture out of there. You know, they've just done they do a lot of things the right way to make this stuff last a long time. You know, that's where.
And they also know how to charge for a cable too.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's a definite. On the road selling, says mowers and blowers. John says, oh, there we go. John says, thanks all. I was thinking about the clutch might be slipping. The governor seal. Like all Hondas leaks, but it's clean. So with the governor seal, all those Hondas do that. If you go to Honda and look up part number, let's get this right here. All seal, LS Engineering, reference Sierra Oscar Sierra Oscar 01535717. You can get a little tiny oil seal, which will sit inside the Honda governor shaft, because they are actually machined to actually take an oil seal in there. Because of the marine engines, so they do take an oil seal, but lots of the Hondas don't have them. But you can actually get an oil seal for those.
And that's going from the outside, not from the inside.
Yeah. So what you do is you disconnect your governor arm, okay? But before you disconnect it, you get hold of it with a pair of pliers, and you don't let it go, because otherwise it goes inside the pan and you won't get it back out. So make sure you keep hold of it, and then all you then do, Stella, is you take your governor arm off, you make sure you're set right and what have you, and then you slide that little cookie over the top, and you must keep hold of that governor shaft at all times. Slide it into the housing, put the governor all back on, and then reset your governor arm, and then that will stop your thing from leaking.
Nice.
Kawasaki, same thing. Yep, same thing on a Kawasaki.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly the same. But they are designed to take the oil seal. Someone's got YouTube on. It might be Steve-O, maybe. Is that any better? No.
Nope. Still hear the echo.
Let's try Henry. No.
I don't have anything else.
No, I think it's you, Henry.
Huh?
I guess somebody's got to talk.
I think it's you, Henry.
Really?
Yeah, it's you, Henry. Yeah, it's you, Henry. It's no good talking to me now. I've muted you. I'll drop him down, H. Come on back up.
Let's get another tab open.
I'll drop him down. That's it. It's gone now. See, you can come back up. Paste that. Put the comment in the chat. I have one more question before I go. Any ideas on how to oil throttle cables? Well, I've just done a cable oiling video just this week. There are lots of devices you can buy to do it. I've got one in my drawer.
That was a great video, Mr. Mick. But you can always this is what I use. It's what the bicycle shop guys use, and it gets kind of messy. But anything that'll get it like in the hole and just work the cable back and forth and let gravity do the job for you. It'll take care of it.
You can buy one of these cookies. You can buy one of these, and they're pretty good as long as you can get the entire end of a cable in there. That's the problem. Right. And lots of lawnmower cables, they come with like the arrowhead fitting. You can't get that in there. So you can buy one of them for about £4 off of the old Amazon, and they're pretty good. Or if not, my other technique, what I use is I just get a bag like that. I just cut the end off, put the cable up in, and then just get with some electrical tape it all up so it's watertight, and then hang it up, pour oil into the bag with your cable hanging out of it, hang it up in your shed overnight. Right. And then by the morning, you should then have oil in a tub underneath. And like Stella says, if you just use gravity and just let the gravity do its thing, you might get a bit of a wiggle. I use WD-40 to begin with, just to get it moving, and then I back it up with some form of penetrant or maintenance oil or something along that line. But I have just released a video on how to oil cables. I think it was last week or week before, so go and check it out.
Yeah, that was a great video.
It's just I've got a bit of flack on it because some people just think it's not worth doing. But if you're most of my videos are the tea bag trick, exactly like Matt. Yeah, exactly like the tea bag trick. Most of my videos are for the home user, the person at home who's got very very limited tools, very limited experience. But is willing to have a go. You might have to go onto Amazon or eBay just to get the absolute basic minimal stuff. But if we can show people how to repair stuff at home on their own with minimal tools, that's the idea of the exercise. I'm nowhere near a professional, as I've always said that. I use white lithium on my cables. White lithium is okay. But white lithium can go a little bit hard at times, and it depends on the use of a cable. So I'm not saying it's wrong. I personally wouldn't use white lithium. I would use white lithium more on stuff like control panels on lawnmowers, things like that, where the parts are quite free to move. That's where I would use white lithium. I would use just a standard 3-in-1 maintenance oil. That you'd use to oil chains and that sort of stuff. But yeah, the tea bag trick, as I call it, that's pretty good, and then if all else fails, of course, you can then just literally make your own cable. So if your cable is too far gone, just buy yourself a reel of 1.5 cable, and then just pull the old cable out, clean the outer housing through with some penetrant, and then just throw the new cable through. Bruce's shop just the other day was making new cables, and he made a comment about me, and he said, we haven't bought any cables in ages. I've got a big stack of spare cables over there. As long as you get the right ends, you just make your own cables up. A bit of new braided wire, you're good to go.
MacGyver in it.
Yeah, exactly. Damn, I must have missed it. It's on there, mate. I think it was about a week ago. How to oil your cables up. Lots of these little videos, generally are generated from you guys in the chat. You ask questions in the chat. How do you do this? How do you do that? So I'll do a video. And Steve, Small Engines, is a fantastic person for that. He gives quick, nice little 10-minute videos on how to get around this specific issue. And hopefully you'll find them good. That last video done, Steve, last week on the throttle jet.
Oh,
that was
And Steve, I have to apologize to you because I didn't read any of the comments and realize that I'd said the same thing that 45 other people did about just replace the O-ring.
It's 150 or 200 now.
I know, and I was like,
"You're talking about Mick? Are you talking about the accelerator pump that I did last night?"
Yes, correct pump. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Steve. I made you answer a question, and I was like,
"What are you sorry? Why are you sorry for that?" That's. I just had a conversation with my wife this morning and said, "Everybody who's saying why not just change the O-ring?"
Right.
That is a good question. That is an intelligent question.
Right.
Everybody's saying that. That's a good question.
Yeah. But had I bothered to read even like 5 comments down, I would have seen already that it was that was the question of the day. So
nobody reads all the comments before they put their own comments down.
But I did know
it's human nature.
Well, you got pretty good with the copy and paste too.
Yeah, I had to because there's so many of them. I have to do that. Yeah.
Chris is now off. He's off away. He goes. Cheers. Thanks for coming, Chris. Much appreciated, buddy boy. Yeah, quick hack videos. That's what gets you out of trouble. I had a fella. I think I said at the beginning of the stream. I had a fella turn up this week, Steve, on email. He's got an HS45 hedge trimmer, where the machine looks like brand new. Okay, it looks like brand new. He's used it 5 times. Okay, and now the blades will not rotate, not even one millimeter, won't even move. They're jammed solid. Okay, so I've come across this problem quite commonly where within the gearbox, the bottom blade comes unhooked from the oval shaped gear. It drops down a touch, and it locks the blades up. So I've come across that quite common. So I advised him to split the gearbox open, have a little look in there. Add grease if need be, if there's no grease in there, and reinstall and try that. He tried that, and it didn't work. So I then said, take the blades off, take the gearing out, and you've got that little tiny pinion gear in there. With the gearbox wide open, don't close it up, start the machine up. Is the pinion gear moving? Yes, it is. Okay, so now I said, take the blades right apart, get a wire brush, get some petrol, and clean them blades right up, looking for damage and looking for any bends within the blades. He did that, put it all back together, and away it went. So all it was, he'd been using grease from steel, using proper grease, cutting, not cleaning his blades properly, and it's just got trapped underneath the 2 blades, and it just won't fish.
Absolutely. That is the number one reason that I ever see. I thought it was just where I live because of the sap, the pitch in our trees. Yeah, cedar trees a lot around here. That is the biggest one. They say the blades don't move anymore. Sometimes I'll just grab a hedge trimmer when somebody says that, and I'll just look at the blades and I'll just pull them apart and it's stuck. They're stuck together with pitch or sap.
That's it.
And you pull them apart. They're glued together. You pop it apart and fire it up, and they work again.
Exactly that. And as part of a trimmer service, when I have lawn care guys come in with a commercial grade HS45, which is not commercial grade bit of kit, but there you go, it's beside the point. When they come in, I always take the blade straight off, and I get my wire brush out, clean them all off, petrol them all up, nice and clean, put them back on, and they're good to go.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So AJP is off. Cheers, Ash. Are you any better, Ash? I didn't see much of you in the chat, mate. You're any better, buddy boy? I know you had the old COVID, so hope you're doing better, mate. Bam and Mudmo's in the house. How you doing, Doug? Nice to see you, mate. Thanks for popping on in. I've got 65 in the house. How are we doing for thumbs up and thumbs down? How many people hate me? Let's have a look. I've got 3 people who absolutely hate me, which is nice to know because normally it's more than that. I've got 65 thumbs up and 3 on the thumbs down. Let's get a few more thumbs up if we can. And it had to happen at some point. Generally, it's around about 8:30. He is 2 minutes early. Please welcome to the stage. Oh, hang on, push the wrong button. Conquered and feeling too. Hello, mate. How you doing?
I'm struggling with PSS.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can get cream for that from the chemist.
I wish I could, mate. I have PSS. Would you like me to explain to you? It's called post-start syndrome. Right? In other words, I buggered up my shoulder.
Oh, have you?
So he's saying right now, he's like, my name is Conquer and I am a drop starter.
Yeah, exactly that.
I tried dropping a mower. It didn't work, Steve. It fell on my foot.
Awesome.
Oh, my Lord.
That's a good one.
Oh, my Lord. I tell you what. I was my shoulder. Oh, I couldn't believe it. But there we go. You have to put up with it, I suppose.
Roger says, Mick, where did you find these 3 people? I've got 6 here. What 3 are you on about?
Oh, he's talking about the thumbs downs.
Oh, well,
right.
Hey, on that note, Mick, you just said you got 3 people that hate you.
Yeah.
You know what? I can almost guarantee that's not true. You know what it is? It's because you pronounced one word wrong that they don't pronounce it like that. They give you a thumbs down because you pronounced the wrong word.
What was that then? What word was
That's
that
all
then?
it takes. That's all it takes.
Just one word.
One word, and you got a thumbs down from some people.
What word?
Yeah.
Aluminum.
Oh, I don't know.
Pick one.
Yeah, that's my point. That's my point. Thumbs down.
The problem is three thumbs down. That's going to affect me for the rest of my life.
I know you're not going to sleep very well tonight, are you?
I've seen you
how
floods of tears. I've seen
how
it.
this
I've seen
6'2" skinhead, tattooed, hairy ass bloke's going to sleep tonight because I've got three thumbs down? I just do not know.
Too much information.
You say you have a hairy ass.
Oh, I've got a hairy ass, mate. You're right, but I've got more hair on my ass than I have on my head.
Oh.
Well, according to YouTube, that's engagement and that's good. So it's like the old saying, bad sex is still sex. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Stella, I'm so happy you just said that, Stella, because I was just going to say,
that's right.
Bad publicity is still good publicity.
It is. Exactly.
It's still publicity.
Thank you for the offer, darling, but I'm spoken for.
Okay, all right.
I'm sorry. You have to live with that. I'm sorry.
He's a lucky lady.
So why have you been having pull cord problems then, Conker?
Oh, just trying to start mowers that won't start. And the Atco. Oh, the Atco. I told you about this, didn't I? This 35S Atco.
So the last part of that episode, just to bring everybody up to speed, was Conker FaceTime me and wanted some assistance to look at this machine, which had a decumps on top, and
what did you just say?
Yeah, decumps. I didn't actually say it. I didn't actually say the word.
Okay.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden it started running fine, and then cut out because it had no fuel in the tank, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how far did it get with that then?
That's about as far as it got, actually. Well, to be honest with you, I mean, you guys probably know better. You guys know better than I do. I couldn't tune out. I couldn't adjust the carburetor anymore. It runs. It's rich. It's like running on syrup, and it. I don't know. Anyway, the customer decided he's going to order a new carburetor. Good luck on that one, I can tell you.
Yeah.
It's the old.
So that's the decumps with the Delorto carburetor.
Delorto carburetor on it. You're right, mate. And
I know I'm right. I know I'm right. You can't get them.
Will it run without the air filter on it?
Yeah.
Make no difference, Stella. It was just purely. It would just chug away. It would fire about every third revolution. And I just I screwed the mixture screw right the way in tight. Made no difference. Made no difference whatsoever. So obviously the carb itself is ruined.
The funny thing is, Conker, is that although you were running low on fuel, just before it ran out of fuel for about 10 seconds, it ran because it was running so lean and running out of fuel. It ran absolutely A1.
Absolutely right, mate. Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if a new carburetor will sort that issue out. I don't know.
Well, well, any advice would be very welcome, guys.
Do you have another coil that you could put on that? Another ignition coil that you could swap out with another one?
Without stripping out and looking at it, I don't know, Stella. Will a coil have a difference with that mixture?
Well, if you say it's like missing after a while, it could be an ignition issue, disguised like a fuel issue.
He actually had it running on idle for about 3 or 4 minutes, and it's sitting there thumping away, happy as Larry.
Yeah.
As soon as you throttle it up, you're getting black smoke coming out of the exhaust constantly, not pluming, but constantly running really mega rich. And I think how far was that mixture mixture screw out originally? I think it was out about 3/4 of a turn, was it?
About 3/4. Well, originally, I'll put my hand up here, Mick. When I originally did the carburetor, because it'd been sat in the garage for about 2 years doing nothing, and the carburetor itself was really clogged up. So I stripped out the carb and cleaned it. To be frank, I didn't check how far out the jet was wound.
Generally, them
However,
Delauto carbs, they like to be about 1 1/4 turns out, generally, somewhere in there.
Well, I tried doing it at 3/4 and worked for 3/4, but adjusting makes no difference. It really doesn't. It's a lovely mower.
Do those Delauto carbs have a brass emulsion tube, or is it the plastic one?
No, brass.
Some have the main jet and emulsion tube as one. Some have it separately as a 2-piece.
Yeah, this is a single piece. And I've cleaned all the jets, cleaned it all out, and used about 3.5 gallons of carb cleaner.
No.
It's like you see Steve there thinking, what?
No, I agree. I actually agree with what you're saying. Yeah.
Good God. What's the date?
Yeah, Scott's saying about 1.5 turns. Yeah, they're about, they generally run about 1 1/4, 1.5, somewhere in there. But they do like to be relatively open. They do like to be open.
Well, I mean, I've opened it up when Mick and I were talking. We had it running out in the sunshine 2 or 3 days ago, and I wound it out. Just made no difference. It's just weird.
The other thing you can do with that Conker, if you can get one, is to put a Tillotson carburetor on it.
Yeah,
but those little Delautos, they do many different types, and they even do one which goes on like a Suffolk Punch, which is effectively the same machine, with a mixture jet at the bottom of the bowl, which you can increase the flow as well. I find them to be even more troublesome. They're fine if you've got someone like Henry, who is tuned into the machine, that when he fires it up, he gets halfway through his lawn, he thinks, that just wants just another little tweak. There she is. That's that's perfect for someone like that who knows. You know what I mean, Steve? For someone who knows, If you ever watch a channel called Bellhopper, all he does is chainsaws, right? And in his top pocket, he's always got a tuning socket, and he cut 2 or 3 logs, and he go, we whip it out, a little tiny tweak, that's better. Away she goes. So for someone like that, who's in tune with their machine, those sort of carburetors are A1 for that. But a Delauto, I've had my fair share of Delauto carbs, and they can be troublesome. I'm just thinking a Tillotson carburetor, they are so much more forgiving and easier to clear. I mean, the main jet, you could pretty much climb through the hole in the main jet on one of those. That's how wide open they are. But they do have a much more intelligent tuning system on them to make them more lean and to make them run right. You can tune a Tillotson lovely, but those Delautos, they can be troublesome.
What I think I need, Mick, is I need a Henry in my back pocket. That's what I need, Henry. I want you in my back pocket, mate.
Hey, Henry, maybe you could make an app.
Yeah.
You need to invent an app called the Henry app, and then everybody just has that in their back pocket, right in their phone.
There you go. Yeah.
Ask Henry.
Guys, I got to tell you about...
Going off subject, Ray said he went to a British pub this week and had a Scotch egg. Is it British or is it Scotch?
Oh, really? That's disgusting.
It's nice.
Scotch egg is lovely. Absolutely beautiful.
Oh, lovely. I've been trying to... I got to tell you, this is slightly off subject here now, Nick. This is a story for this week, right? We've booked a cruise, a 3-night cruise with Princess Cruises.
So if you put them Delauto carb on there, they tend to be more. Sorry, Conk.
Oh, sorry.
Go on, mate. Away you go.
Yeah, there
you go. Look at Ken. Look at Ken. That's gross.
Oh, look at that!
Oh, come on! It's good.
That's good. That's look like the insides of a testicle, isn't it? Beautiful.
Yes.
It's
How do you know what an inside looks like?
I used to be a slaughterman.
You can even get pork and pickle Scotch eggs. They're absolutely lush, man.
Yeah, black pudding Scotch eggs are good.
Oh, blinking right. Yeah, have some of that. So anyway, you got on a cruise. Go on in. Let's have it.
Yeah, right. So this is the story. Why is it always happening? So you on Princess Cruises, which is an American cruise line, supposed to be top notch and all the rest of it, we have to do an app that their cruise line uses to be able to sign in. Yeah.
Yeah.
It don't work.
Prove COVID and stuff on there.
Yeah,
Prove your
exactly.
shots?
All that stuff, Steve. All that
Yeah.
sort of stuff. Now, me and my Mrs. H, we've probably done nearly 27, 28 cruises each. This is the first time ever we cannot check in using this app, which is a total and utter waste of time. Have you ever tried contacting a cruise line based in America from the UK? It don't work. You're right, mate.
I'm under 60.
What?
I don't do Starga holidays.
What around the waist or what?
Oh, rude.
Mick's making a joke. He just said he's under 60.
I knew I was going down that way. I knew that.
I'm guessing ringing up a cruise ship helpline is probably about as handy as ringing up Amazon helpline in Ireland. I guess
I've
that's
had more fun put me hand in the fire.
Yeah.
Let's go deep. Oh, I see that. I see they're a grower, not a shower.
Only in England.
So,
There's a lady
okay,
here.
hold on a second here. Hey, Conquer, are you saying that you have a cruise booked, but you can't check in because you don't have the app?
Correct. Absolutely correct. And you can only check in using the app. Now, where's the sense in that?
No, you better get in contact with whoever you signed up with.
Yes, I did that, and they said they can't help.
Hang on, you didn't buy your ticket off a Banggood, did you?
Yeah,
something like that. You know what I mean, Steve? One of them, yeah,
I know Banggood.
We've actually got 2 cruises with the same line we've booked. It's ridiculous. Oh my! Anyway, we're sorted out. Don't worry. If I can get over my PSS, I can get over anything.
Just tell them about your YouTube channel and just say, "Hey, look, buddy, I'm famous."
Hey, Steve,
nobody
ever watches it. Nobody ever watches my YouTube channel.
Oh no, Conker, come on, be fair. When I'm quite depressed, I always watch one of your videos. Always brightens up my day.
It's only because I can never turn it on. Only takes me 3/4 of an hour to get signed on, and it's time to go to bed.
So why are you having problems with the app? Because it always seems to me, Conquer, as if you always have problems with lots of stuff. You know, it doesn't matter whether it be an app, whether it be a pull cord, whether it be a cable, or it always seems to be, there's always something going on in Conquer's life, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. I think it's an age thing.
I don't think it is an age thing. As I've always said, I'm surprised you managed to get dressed in the morning without any instruction.
I go by 1, 2, 3, 4. Left foot, right foot. Well, left foot anyway. Leave it there.
Hey Mick, how do you know he doesn't have any instruction on how to get dressed?
Because I've seen him at 8:30 in the morning, and trust me, if that's his own attempt at it, where he wants to try again, he'll try a bit harder. Anyone that turns on with their socks on their ears is not right.
Anyone who tries to put their pants on both feet at a time, something wrong with that. Yeah.
I to be honest with you, Steve, I struggle there. I struggle.
Both feet at a time? I tried it once. I can't do it.
Oh dear.
Mike says, Conker, have you got a channel? I wouldn't waste your time, mate.
I'll tell you what, I've got followers. I've got 132 followers. There we go.
You have. And how many accounts have you got? 136 in you?
Hey, Conker, Conk, on YouTube, we call them subscribers, not followers.
Oh,
Yeah, there you go,
Oh, yeah.
First, you got to find him. He's got like 3 channels open.
Although in his defense, Steve, Conquer is like a religion. So
I understand that. Yeah. Well, I'm in there. I'm one of your followers.
He's the only person I know that needs a personal assistant just to go live.
Yeah, you.
Yeah. Conker's like your sidekick, like Micks Batman and Conker's
Johnny
Robin.
Carson and Ed McMahon, remember?
Yeah, exactly. Or who was that? Andy Richter was Conan O'Brien's sidekick.
Yeah.
Right? Same thing.
Micks Mowers, he loves me.
I know he does.
He loves me.
Yes, he does.
I've told him. I've had this.
You talking figuratively or literally?
I've had to tell him the same.
Easy. Leave it.
I've had to tell him the same as Sylvie. Leave it. No, I'm spoken for. Leave it. You know, there's only so much of me to go around.
Do you know what, Conk? You're a nice old boy. I like you. You know, I do like you. You know, you do brighten my day up. Whenever the old phone rings, I think, here we go. What is going to be the problem today?
Nick, let me ask though, how did you two ever meet?
It's by accident. We was on a cruise ship, and
it was at a lesbian party.
No, I think all it was. I don't know whether you realise, but me and Conker have got very, very similar sense of humour. Very, very similar. Even for a gentleman that is, a few years older than me. Conker lives every day as if it is his last, because one day he will be right. Am I right? You know, and he just has that wicked sense of humour. And I think literally we just met up one day. Conker was actually, from what I remember, Conker was looking for something during the lockdown because people were mental health was not doing very good, was it, Conk? You know, and he found that live streaming actually helped him out, and he actually did. You belong to a group, Conker, where you're doing like a virtual pub or something with your mates or something? Wasn't that right?
That's right. Yeah, that's what we were doing, mate. Yeah,
and he got hold of me and I asked how to do it and what have you. And, ever since then, Conker's been down here 2 or 3 times and Riley boy's taken the piss out of him on several occasions. We've just gelled. We just connected like so many like-minded people on here, as long as everyone's civil, we'll get along fantastic, It's a bit like just being down a pub, isn't it? It's the same thing.
What it's all about, mate. It's a virtual pub, this is, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? I mean, Steve, I've only been going, 2 years? Where are we now? 2 years, 6 months I've been on YouTube. Got quite a few followers, as Conquers calls them. Quite a few followers. But 60 people in the house, and 6 people up on the panel, all laughing and joking continuously. No one's falling out of each other. We've debated things that could be quite dramatic at times. But we all get along, have a good laugh. There's people from Canada, people from America, people from Carrot Country Land, and what have you, and we just here to have a good time. That's what it's all about, man.
Absolutely right. That's what it's all about. Absolutely.
That's cool.
Right. And of course, occasionally you get a little bit of good advice. Occasionally.
I always give Conker just enough information, but not enough to fix a problem.
That's true.
Well, that's cool. I've wanted to know that for a while too. Kenny, great question. I'm glad you asked that question.
I just figured Mick might have been Conker's love child that they discovered in
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
You can see
There is a resemblance.
Yeah.
There is a likeness, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's a likeness.
The accent.
Mick is definitely Conker's illegitimate son.
Hang on. You can't say the accent. We're both from the UK. If we're going to go about, people who look the same, hang on, bear with. Hang on. Fast forward 20 years.
I can't do it.
Fast forward 20 years. Hang on. There you go. Check out that nose. That ain't too far from the truth, is it?
Oh my dad?
Yeah.
You?
Henry, when were you in Canada last?
Yeah, let's
Yeah, you
see.
see?
You were in Canada 52 years ago now, were you?
Hey, Mick, I noticed you've left Stella out of this. You don't.
Actually, I was.
Well, yeah. All I'm saying is, damn, they broke the mold. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, lovely lady. She's a lovely lady. Live with it, girl. Live with it. I'm sorry.
I mean, Conker, you watch just by some of your phrases and what have you. You're obviously a hardcore Jeffro fan, are you not?
Yes, I have had the pleasure, quite frankly, of meeting him. And it was good.
For those of you who don't know who Jeffro is, maybe in the US, Jeffro is a comedian from the West Country. If you don't know who he is, just go onto YouTube, type in Jeffro, and here come up, and you will see where Conker gets his stupidity from. And it's that sort of humour. My dad used to watch Jeffro religiously. We even went to go and see him live and what have you. And some of the things Conker says that Jeffro's quoted even today still makes me laugh. And it is, Jeffro is a very simple-minded person who just gets through each day minute by minute. And I think that's sometimes how Conker lives.
So you think he's
how I live. There we are. There you go. So there you go. Yeah, and that's why we look the same. Look, see.
I keep getting comments from people in Britain saying I look like a British guy called Simon Farnaby.
For who?
Simon who?
They say it's some British actor on BBC or something called Simon Farnaby. And to this day, I still keep getting people from the UK saying, dude, you look exactly like Simon Farnaby. And I'm like, yeah, there you go.
You do. It's the hair. It's the hair.
That's a hanger.
Screenshot. Oh, I got a lovely screenshot, man. I got a beautiful screenshot. Oh.
There's a good.
There we go. This one looks more like you. There you go.
That's crazy.
You do look like it.
You do look like it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that is kind of weird, isn't it?
You do.
That's weird.
I think you look more like Madonna, to be honest with you, Steve.
I look like who?
Madonna on a bad day.
To be fair, he looks a bit like who's that weirdo in the red tight shorts used to go swimming a lot on Baywatch? Who was that?
Oh, Hasselhoff,
isn't it? Yeah, it's a bit like Hasselhoff, doesn't he?
I thought it was Tim Palmer then for a minute or two.
Look, Tim Palmer's there.
Right, with the hair. Tim, yeah.
What is Conker's channel name? Top Conker. You'll find him under Top Conker.
Yeah. Try to watch me anytime between about 6 and 10 o'clock, because eventually I get on.
Yeah, you do. You do. It does.
Yeah, it looks like Tim. Yeah.
It does a bit, yeah. Although I will say, Steve, you need to put some more colour back in your hair, man. That black is rinsed out, isn't it?
Yeah, it's getting pretty grey.
A little bit like a badger.
2000, mate. The old Grecian 2000. That's what you need.
Looking a bit like a badger at the moment. We got DNR still in the house. Hello, DNR. Nice to see you, mate. How you doing? Well.
Hello, mate.
I need.
Hello, David.
Oh, hello. Bad internet. Say again, mate.
I need to know the part number of this kit for this carburetor.
Yeah, it's called a dustbin. I've got one.
Show it again.
The guru.
This kit right here.
Yeah, but you got to look at the carburetor and see the number on the carburetor, though.
It is
Zama?
It is
GME 18.
Could be. What's it say on the side of the carb?
It says H142A-25A-03.
Yeah, so if you just type in H1248 kit, it'll come up.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Even in Amazon, you can type that in Amazon search, and a whole bunch of stuff will come up.
Okay.
But you have to read. You have to read the descriptions carefully, because a lot of people.
Yeah.
If someone puts something in the comments section asking a question, will it fit, blah, blah, blah. Then all of a sudden, Amazon search will lead you to perhaps the wrong one. So just read
that's what I'm
well.
getting. Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, Dave, what unit is it off of?
Yeah.
It's off of 8 HyperTouch Weed Eater.
If you type it in, you get something like that. If you type in the one,
that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting.
Yeah, but make sure, look at the one you have in your hand. Make sure all the cutouts are the same, because there's 10 different kits that are real close, but not exactly.
Yeah,
And they often send extra parts in the rebuild kits that don't necessarily go to your carb. They'll be like
size needles and everything.
Yes.
We've been playing around with one of those strimmers ourselves. Mick and I, it's I forgot the make of the damn thing now. But trying to get
don't go bringing me into your blinking machine problems, mate. I've got my own problems here. Don't start me and Mick. Don't start any of that old game. Me and Mick.
Oh, Mick's problem. Mick's fault.
He's the only person I know that can't get an FS38 running. The only person I know. They're so FS38 are just so easy,
that's what
man.
Done my shoulder in. That's what done my shoulder in. Damn
FS38 are one of the easiest machines. If you find a scrapper one, as long as it's got good compression, another carburetor goes straight on there. Bish bash bosh, you're up and running.
Doesn't. Don't even start that.
Thanks, guys.
I actually have to agree with Mick on that. Those are like unbelievable easy.
I'm not. I've had so many come in, Steve, and literally just a brand new carby on there. Not even new fuel lines, brand new carburetor. You only got to tune them. But they're quite forgiving with tuning. Yeah. And away they go. The FS38 or 55R, do you know that they're really nice just to get running again? But no, Conker has to go and get the wrong carburetor for the wrong intake and can't adapt it to suit. That's just what it is. That's the way you are.
We did try to make one good one out of 2 bad ones, and it don't work.
No, see, that was you, and this is a common problem that lots of people do, is that they have a brand new carburetor. Which let's say you ordered the wrong one, and then you try and fit that onto the carburetor that wasn't working originally. Well, you're not actually fixing the problem, are you? You just put a broken carburetor back on with new guts on it. You're not actually fix a problem.
I had bits of plastic sticking out of one of the other ones on the intake. If you remember, a bit of plastic was sticking out.
I've got Bruce's shop in my basement, but he's not connecting.
Oh yeah, but how many beers has he had in the last hour?
He's probably tap dancing around the decking by now.
Hey, Dave, look up a GND12 kit. It looks like it may be a Zama GND12.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that one too.
Yeah, I mean the only thing is, don't get the Chinese kit though, because we're not having good luck with them. Although Mickey, you said you're having decent luck, right? With the Chinese diaphragms or not?
To be fair, I'm not blowing my own trumpet, right? But I have quite good success with 2-stroke stuff. I don't mind 2-strokers, you know. And I think 2-stroke. There's a knack to 2-stroke, right? And either you got it or you haven't got the patience for it. But I think that's the best way to describe it. I mean, I've had some which really have tested my patience to the absolute max, you know. I had a 22R Husqvarna come in, probably 1983, Steve, somewhere in there, quite an old one. The one with the white plastic carburetor. You ever come across that one before?
Yes, very rarely. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And do you know what? A lovely little machine, plenty of grunt. But I could not get this machine to run. It would not have it. It would fire, but it would not run. So in the end, I found out that the problem actually was the long bolts that go through. Here comes Bruce. He's probably roaring drunk now. All right, Bruce, you there, mate? Oh, look at the state of that. Look at the state of him. All right, buddy.
You kick everybody out of your party?
No, the party doesn't start till 4.
So what I done, Steve, in the end, what I think figured it out was the long bolts that go through the primer bulb through the pump, the 4 long bolts.
Yeah.
I think the threads had gone on the inside of the carburetor. That's what it was. So it wasn't actually sealing, and some air was getting in. So what I'd done was I had got this 1980s carburetor, and I took the fuel pump assembly off, and I put a Chinesium one on. onto there, and I literally halved the size of a carburetor. I bolted all together. I used 4 shorter bolts. I put it on the machine, pulled the cord, and away it went. Just like that. Don't know. It ran absolutely lovely. Brilliant.
Really?
I tried it for about 4 days before I sold it, and every day I come out, choked it, primed it, pulled the cord, and away it went. Lovely. Every time.
Huh.
And then the day you sell it, it won't start.
No, honestly, I sold it to a commercial guy, and he absolutely loves it, you know. But there you go. I had a 1980s carburetor, which is about that long. It was huge.
Yeah.
And I because of the modern fuel pumps, I just condensed it, and it just runs like an absolute diamond. But you just got to have with 2 strokes, you just got to have a little bit of patience with them, you know. Yeah. There's generally a reason behind why they're not running. They can be a bit more troublesome. What you got there, buddy? What are you showing me?
Nice Walbro parts and service manual. No, and I have the
it's empty. Look at that's what I thought it was going to say 0. Yeah,
I just love the way Henry just reaches over and picks it up from the side of his chair. If I said to Henry now, "Have you got a carburetor for a GV 190?" You go, "Hang on."
Next to the TV guy.
Yeah.
Every time.
Right there.
This is going to be a gift to Kenny when I see him next time.
No.
He don't need it.
Well, I was going to say, I could call my friend Steve, who's in bed with Walbro, and I can say whatever I want.
Nice.
That was a low blow.
No,
blow.
I want to ask you, though, Steve, honestly, the newer diaphragm, that spring-looking diaphragm, have you used it? Have you used one?
Yes.
Any luck?
Yeah, oh yeah, they work great. To be honest with you, I've only had, most of the stuff I work on has Zama carburetors on it. Mm-hmm. So I've had 2 carburetors now. One was on a little Honda GX25, little weed eater engine Honda, has a Walbro carb on it for a little water pump, like a little 1-inch water pump. Mm-hmm. So I put one on that, and I put one on a Husqvarna hedge trimmer. Can't remember the model of it. I put one in there, and that worked absolutely fine. But that was only a year ago. It worked good. But who knows if it's going to still be good in 10 years from now. Mm-hmm. But Walbro assures me that they've been testing that thing for 11 years before they ever put it out, testing that in gasoline, ethanol, make sure it's not going to deteriorate for 11 years. And then they finally put it out and said, okay, we're comfortable putting this out now.
I'm just surprised they
I've only ever done the job 2 times
in their kits now. You know,
hey?
I'm just surprised they don't offer them in their standard kit.
They do. Some of those spiral diaphragms now come on standard from the factory with the Husqvarna chainsaws.
Oh, really?
They come with the spiral diaphragm already in them.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, if they were smart, they would redo their tooling and make them replaceable for all the Zama carburetors.
Well, there's a different company. Walbro doesn't care what Zama does.
Well, no, they could take a lot of Zama's business if they would, because Zama's obviously not bothering to make a ethanol resistant.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, they could make the replacement parts for everybody, and then they're going to be buying your Walbro parts to put in your Zama carburetors.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's what I would do.
The lead engineer at Walbro, Mike Petullo, and I have been working for about 3 months on taking a Walbro purge bulb, the new black bulb.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. For Walbro. I already know they fit on a Zama. You can make them fit on a Zama. So I told him that. I emailed him about 3 months ago, and I said, do you know that you can actually take one of your bulbs and put it on a Zama? And he goes, no, I didn't know that. So he bought a few Zamas, and so because of how engineers are, they have to test those 3 months later. I emailed him about 3 days ago, and he said we're still not done testing them.
But you
but
can do it.
And I'm like, yeah, man, I tested that for 20 friggin' minutes, and I know it works. So
we've all probably been. You know what? We've probably been testing that for 20 years because you dig through the box and you find a little plastic bulb, you stick it in the hole, and you screw it down.
But isn't it amazing how many different sizes of those stupid things there are?
Yeah. It's always the way. Right, unfortunately, people, it is that time. Bruce, you came up just at the right time to come say goodbye to me, so you can go and enjoy your party again now, buddy boy. It's 5 minutes past 9, and I like to. What we see?
The tour.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
the garden, nice.
He's in the post-production phase.
Nice.
Cool. Isn't that beautiful?
It's good, Bruce.
Yeah, just fun.
Yeah. Looks nice.
Nice.
People say, "Oh, you have such a nice yard." I go, "Yeah, but it doesn't happen by itself."
No, not at all.
So, thank you very much for Steve Small Engines, Stella, Ken's Small Engines, Top Conker, Henry Morsky, Dave Small Engines, and my mate Brucey Boy. Much appreciated for coming up. And I think that was it. Was it? Who else will come up? Someone come up and went down again. Who was it? Do you remember?
Ian.
Oh, it was Bruce. Oh no, it's Bruce. Wasn't it?
It was me. I had camera difficulty.
I got Mr. Briggs there. You know what? Come up just for 3 seconds, mate. But I'm literally going to dump it back out again. So I've got 60 people in the house. Give us some thumbs up on the way out. I think I've got about 80 thumbs up. I'd like to get to 100 thumbs up before the end of the stream.
81.
Much appreciated everyone for coming. Wish you a happy birthday, Bruce. Hope you have a lovely birthday and a nice celebration. You do truly deserve it, my friend. And I'll catch you on the other side of it. Look after yourself. And I'll see you all on the next live stream somewhere else on Ken's tomorrow. And then if not, it'll be next week with me again. So feel free to come on down. Check all these videos out. Take care. Look after yourselves. And I'll see you all soon.